Kia ora, nā mai, hara mai, hello and welcome to Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre here in Tauranga. The Whai and the Pouakai doing battle tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League Round 5 action, Friday night hoops. Hope you're well and looking forward to this contest tonight as these two teams continue to improve on their season and make their way up the all-important ladder. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me. Casey, Frank, we're ready to do it all again.
Back again for some Rapid League action, kicking off your Friday night hoops. And it's going to be a good one with this Whai squad coming against a Pouakai team that has got the method down in the Rapid League.
They do indeed. 5 wins so far in the Sky Broadband Rapid League for the Pouakai. You can see on the official ladder, they sit 4th on the table at the moment. 4v5 tonight in Rapid League, and also GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi coming up a little bit later on. And importantly, Casey, 4 points up for grabs.
Yeah, very important, especially when you look at these two teams at the bottom of the ladder. They're going to have to do some fighting and clawing with one another going towards the end of the season to get into that Final Four.
Let's have a look at the Pouakai starters tonight. Dickey, Hippolyte, O'Neill, Nisbet and Lene. As they continue to chase points, this team, after a slow start in Tauihi, they do continue to roll the dice with Jasmine Dickey playing in the Rapid League games. It is an interesting way to go.
Well, she's certainly going to come in and show her class, but we saw last game, she came off the worse for wear after a little knee bump. That would be enough for me to think twice about it, but not for Coach Josh Thompson as he chases this undefeated streak in the Rapid League for the Pouakai.
Yeah, Josh Thompson is back in charge tonight of the Pouakai after spending some time overseas. The Whai starters, and I do like what this Whai team are doing, Casey. Their performances last week in Rapid League, after 3 straight losses in Rapid League, they put together 2 wins last time out.
Yeah, starting to come together as a squad and see what their strategy is, trying to get the best out of these players as they come together. Hanikuni, excited to see her. You know, she's had a couple of years where she hasn't been up to fitness. So really excited to see her get out and get some real minutes here in the Rapid League this evening.
And despite the very small name, I can tell you that she's a very much a big-time player in this team. TAB head-to-head as we look at these two teams in Sky Broadband Rapid League. There's the current form. As you can see, the Pouakai, 5 wins and 1 loss in Rapid League. The Whai with 2 wins and 3 losses. But importantly, their form lately has been very good.
Absolutely, the form of both forms for both teams has been up and up, and we've seen some great young players, especially in the form of Bela Sokianga.
Yeah, going at just under 10 points a game in Rapid League, which it must be said, that's a fair effort. I mean, 10 points in this abbreviated 4x4 minute quarter game. She's averaging 15.8 minutes a game, so she's literally out there the entire time. The coin officials, Reese Hamilton, Sasha Nicholson, and Michaela Sharp. Just getting back to young Palace Hokianga, doesn't turn 16 until mid-October.
Impressive to be 15 years old and be able to not only get this type of experience, but use it to her advantage and perform at a high level. Really impressive for Palace at this point in her career.
Tane Bennett coaching the Whai team tonight in this Rapid League game, and it is one of the things that we're seeing in the evolution of Rapid League. The assistant coaches are getting the opportunity to sharpen their skills and continue their own career pathway as well.
Of course, in the case of the Pouakai, the assistant coach is Coach Judd Flavel, so
doesn't need to sharpen the tools too much.
You always got to keep them sharp. You always got to use that iron to sharpen against iron. But it is an interesting opportunity to have another voice be heard. Certainly knowing as an ex-player that you hear too much of that head coach and you might tend to tune that out. So good that there's another voice coming at you in this first game of the evening.
We were talking on Sal's Hoop Edge during the week, Casey, just about the speed of the game in Rapid League and how it's evolving into being a game either by natural nature or accident. It is just played at a breathtakingly quick speed, isn't it?
Well, the abbreviated nature of the quarters, it puts some pressure on the players to try and form some type of cohesive offense in a short amount of time that leads to quick shots. You know, you look up there, you're only seeing 4 minutes. You get down 2 or 3 buckets with a limited amount of time, you do have to start playing faster, and we've seen a lot of players get caught up in that next level of speed.
One game played so far in Rapid League for round 5. The Pouakai took down the Southern Hoi, who have some injury concerns at the moment. The Pouakai 28 defeating the Hoi 21. Whai and Pouakai tonight. Queens and the Kahu coming your way live on Sky Sport tomorrow night from 6:30. And the Hoi and Whai do battle on Sunday. That game out in Queenstown. Underway here in Tauranga tonight. The Whai with first possession. Sky Broadband Rapid League. Remember, 4 by 4-minute quarters as Honey Cooney gets the first shot, and it's a good one.
Just found a little bit of space there and instantly lets it fly. Excellent start for the Whai. I thought that one was a 3, but only credited with a 2 on the board.
Well, there's enough
there it
lines.
comes.
There's enough lines out there to be confused, but it definitely looked like a 3. Kevina Lene on the drive, knocked out of her hands by Highland. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, and as you can see, well outside the three-point arc.
Yeah, just been given a little bit too much distance by Lauren Hippolyte. Worried about the drive, got to worry about that jump shot with a stroke like that.
Nisbet back out. O'Neill. Here's Hippolyte. Copped a knock on Wednesday night. Straight back into action this evening. Picked up. Here is young Palace Hokianga. Been the big story over the last week. What a pass inside to Amy West off the hand of Kira Some.
Really liked the way she kept running the lane. Almost a secondary break. Looked like the initial action was stopped, but West on the lane.
Jasmine Dickey, WNBA star, gets her first touch of the game, and it's a true touch at that.
Well, nice find there by Lauren Hippolyte as we come back the other way. Another triple goes, and there is that pace we were talking about.
Pulls up, is fouled on the deep 2. She'll head to the TAB. First looks from the line tonight for the American star, Jasmine Dickey. Pick 30 at the 2022 WNBA draft to the Dallas Wings. Of course, don't forget, join the TAB, deposit $10 and get a free $50 bonus bet. T's and C's apply, R18, and please bet responsibly. The official stats partner of the Sky Broadband Rapid League, the TAB.
It's great to see Jasmine Dickey finding her comfort zone in this offense for the Pouakai, not just here for the Rapid League, but also in the Tauihi. She has grown in stature and form as this season has gone on.
Second highest scorer in GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi is Jasmine Dickey, going at a tick under 24 points a game. Looking forward to the Tauihi battle tonight, Casey. Michaela Cowling, she's been in some sort of form for the Whai. She goes up against Jasmine Dickey, Natasha Mack, of course, as well.
And it's going to be a tough-fought, hard-fought battle down in the interior.
Midway through the first here, Rapid League action tonight. The Whai found some really good form last week with a couple of wins in round 4. Shot clock counting down here, under some pressure. West inside, had it, lost it. Hokianga for 3, doesn't get the roll. Dickey comes up big with the rebound and is fouled.
Well, nice scrambling defense there by the Pouakai, able to get around and take away what looked like open looks, make them a bit more contested all the way down to that last shot. Jasmine Dickey really making her presence felt on both ends there with the defensive rebound.
Naming rights partner of this Rapid League game for the Pouakai, of course, Sal's, good friends of ours. Basketball across New Zealand. Oh, Dickey in and out.
Well, halfway through, somebody has to come up on that weak side, show a little bit more, stop that drive. Right now, it is just a red carpet straight to the rim.
Kira Some inside. West drives to the basket, leaves that one short. Sabasa Nisbet rebound quickly up the floor. Hippolyte back inside. Nisbet on the run, doesn't get the roll.
That's a couple of looks that the Pouakai have created, haven't been able to finish. The Whai in response.
Highland, deep 3, juggling it. Dickey through traffic, look out. She wants to go all the way here. A lot of contact, no whistle. Falls into the hands of Hippolyte for 3.
You know, Jasmine Dickey plays with tremendous pace and created an opportunity there for the Pouakai. In transition, another 3, really finding their space beyond the arc.
12 points already scored in this Rapid League game. Heading down towards quarter time. Nisbet scrambles after it. Team in red quickly up the floor. pull-up, jumper, sweet stuff, Dickey, as you would expect.
She's got it from deep, she's got it at the rim, and she's got that mid-range as well. A complete game already on display here in the first quarter.
Can the Whai respond? Hokianga setting the screen here. Here's young Anika Highland. West, inside, outside, back to Highland. It was a great setup for the Whai. Not rewarded though.
Dickey controlling the glass, getting that fast break started. And Hippolyte again from the wing.
Well, we've seen this from Lauren Hippolyte a few times this season. Once she finds her range and rhythm from outside the arc, she can put them down in quick succession. And all of a sudden, the Pouakai, who were down by 5 at the start, have scored the last 12.
Well, they're doing it with defense. They've made the drives to the basket more difficult, and that defense has enabled this transition offense to get out. Those rim penetrations are keeping space open on the wing. Nice vision by those ball handlers to be able to find those wing shooters, and it's been all about the three-point shot for the Pouakai here in the first quarter.
Inside the last 10 seconds of this rapid-fire opening term. Turnover, yes, Pouakai come up with it, maybe a chance late. Seconds ticking down. Hokianga gets in the way of that quarterback pass. And a quarter time, Sky Broadband Rapid League tonight, Friday night hoops. The Mainland Pouakai out to a quick start. They lead 12-5 over the Whai. Casey Frank, what are you seeing in the TAB stats?
Well, I'm seeing it's all about the three-point shot. The Pouakai are 1 for 5 from inside the arc, but 3 for 3 from deep. They are shooting the ball as well as you can, and it's the opposite for the Whai. 1 for 2 from inside, but just 1 for 7 from deep. They can't get anything going on that penetration.
Well, do you think the three-point shooting is hot tonight for the Pouakai? Have a look at this. The Sal's Super Special for round 5. The large veggie pizza, just $25. Online code is Buzzer, available till next Tuesday. There's the QR code. You know what to do. Go and enjoy this week's Sal's Super Special. Some news ahead of tomorrow night's grand final rematch between the Queens and the Kahu. No Penina Davidson, unavailable. Tess Madgen still not in the country. Talia Tapia still out with that shoulder injury.
And it's going to be a test for the Kahu without Penina Davidson. Her partnership with Amari Thomas has been what has been fueling that Kahu offense. With a little less size, without that rebounding presence of Davidson, it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to maintain possession, especially on the defensive end. And Sean Rabati having some fun with the cameraman on the baseline.
Just a friendly Friday evening hello to the audience out there. Looking forward to seeing Sean Rabati in action. And GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi coming up straight after this one tonight. Pouakai getting busy. Long time in the paint. Don't worry about that. Jasmine Dickey up to the task. Backs it down for another 2.
Well, Maya Chandler trying to make that point you were making defensively, but nice recognition by Dickey. Had the size and strength advantage and used it.
Macadash just walking as she catches the ball. Josh Thompson, happy coach at the moment. Both of these teams locked together on 8 points on the Tauihi ladder.
That's what makes not just this game, but the Tauihi game so important. Win both, and you're well in control of that 4th spot. And you do not want to be on the bottom looking up with as much talent as the league has this season.
And a different tactic tonight from the Whai, Casey. We saw them get right up and in defensively, full court pressure against the Queens last Sunday afternoon, just stepping it back a little bit here.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see if there was a specific strategy just for that Queen side, or if that's how they feel that they need to play this way. You know, I can understand not wanting to trap this Pouakai team. They've got a lot of strength at the guard, and they have been looking good in transition. You open up yourself to some counterattacks if you get too precious up and in.
Here's Daish inside, bustling her way to the basket. What's the call there?
He charges the call. Elia took it quite well. Tarai Elia puts herself in front. And I actually thought Daish pulled herself back a little bit. We'll take a second look at it, but it's that hook, drops the shoulder, and good defensive position, and certainly enough contact for a whistle to be blown.
I think any time one of the coin officials, KCC, the shoulder drop down low and then force forward and upwards, it's going to be very hard to convince the officials otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the player of the stature of Daish. When you get down there in the post, and it's unlikely that you're going to be given the benefit of the doubt when you're the aggressor.
Just got to wait in the game here as the officials fix up the timing. Pouakai out to a 9-point lead early in this second quarter. If you're new to the Sky Broadband Rapid League, 4x4 minute quarters, and the only players who can step out and play are those not in the starting lineup for the Tauihi game coming up after this one. New innovation, and it has started with much success here in New Zealand this season. Olivia O'Neill on the drive. There is Tarai Alia, and she puts that one away. Her first points in the game tonight.
A late pickup, due to the injuries that the Pouakai were able to sign, but she has been valuable in her limited time with the team.
Lots of experience. Macadash, speaking of experience, the 27-year-old converts.
And that's the best offense we've seen from the Whai in a while, doing the inside-outside balance, getting it right that time.
Dare I say it, the first points we've seen for the Whai since the opening, 45 seconds of the game.
It was a quick 5, and then it's been a bit of a drought, but they found something going there on that high-low action on the road. See if they can't continue to penetrate this Pouakai defense with the pass.
Keep an eye on the Southern Hoi this Sunday in Queenstown, taking on the Whai, of course, in the Tauihi game on Wednesday night. Casey, big win for the Pouakai. 102 defeated the Hoi 61. The Hoi without their starting forward and their starting centre.
Going to be tough without their two best players, but possibly not two best players, but certainly the two most fearsome individuals on the interior.
Well, statistically, they are very, very important to that team. We await to see whether they will take their place on Sunday. Here's the Whai looking to bridge this gap. Honey Cooney from the corner. That shot is short. Hippolyte cleans it up, and here come the Pouakai.
Oh, look at that transition break again. Finding opportunities. Nesbitt can't get that one to drop, but creating the looks you want as a coach.
She'll wish she could have that again. Shot goes begging. Kirasome with the missed shot. Quickly up the floor. This time around, an easy bucket for the Pouakai through Kavanagh Lene.
With the drop there, and they're just pushing the pace in transition. The Fire coming back with a little pace of their own, though.
Hokianga from the corner, the youngster, the 15-year-old, Michaela Cowling likes it. And that is a timely basket for the Fire. We can assure you their score is now 10.
Much better when they get that penetration before looking for the shot as Nesbitt lets that one go from 17. Too much space there by Macadash given to her. She's got to respect Nesbitt's jump shot.
We'll get that scoreboard fixed up for you in a moment. Great move, Hokianga. Wins it back inside. May have dribbled again there. Not picked up by the officials. There is the correct score, 20-10. And we've got a visit to the TAB for young Palace Hokianga.
Nice aggression on the rim there. Whether or not she put the ball down again in extra time, I like the hustle to keep that possession and keep fighting through the contact amongst the trees down there in the post. Drains the first from the TAB.
We've seen a good 4 weeks of this new competition, the Sky Broadband Rapid League, Casey. We've seen it settle in and the teams adapt and work out how to approach it. Take us inside the thinking of the coaches. Of course, no coach timeouts in Rapid League.
Well, I'll tell you, they're already upset about that. That's not their favorite.
I don't know that the players are upset.
I can assure you they are not. But, I think the strategy depends on the coach. Is it about development? Is it about getting the win? Certainly, as we see Hokianga with a nice drive to back up the previous two free throws as the Five cut 2 buckets. You can see the Fire are treating this more as development. They don't have their starting quality in there. They don't have an import as the Pouakai let it fly. But for the Pouakai, they've got an import play in this one. They are making it all about the wins. Got to get that done as we see a Sky City player timeout here with 14 seconds. Nicely called and an excellent opportunity to work out exactly what you want to do execution-wise. And really a nice opportunity here for the Five to work their way all the way back into this game to a realistic fashion, despite looking just about out of it at the end of that first quarter.
They've gone on a 7-2 run, so it's been good for them. Sky City player timeout, ticket to the big game. You know what to do. Come and enjoy some Rapid League and Tauihi action with thanks to Sky City. Foul called there late in this opening half. And I think progressively, talking about timeouts, we're starting to see all teams through the Sal's NBL, GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi, and right here in the Rapid League, the players are starting to get used to how to use this Sky City player timeout as well.
Number one rule of all things, use it or lose it. Certainly true of the Sky City player timeout.
Dying seconds, Whai, you would think to get the last shot. Kirasome, that'll come up short. It does give the Pouakai a chance to call a Sky City player timeout and advance the ball. And speaking of opportunities, they just missed a golden one there.
And you see Coach Judd Flavel letting his team know, hey, we had one. That's a good spot to use it. They didn't. So they go into halftime up 6 points. What could have been a dominating first half turns into a bit of a closer affair than we initially would have seen.
Well, biggest lead for the Pouakai through that first half was 9 points. But importantly, the Whai finish with some confidence. They're back to within 6. Young Palace Hokianga, leading scorer at the moment for the Whai with 7, and Jasmine Dickey doing what you would expect, Casey, for the Pouakai.
You know, getting their opportunities and taking it. Impressive mostly by Dickey's presence on the glass. 4 rebounds in that time she had on the court and was absolutely dominating that category. 12-10 advantage on the glass to the Pouakai. But impressive how they've been able to defend the three-point line. The Whai put a lot of emphasis on the deep shot, and we're only able to connect on 2 out of 10 attempts there in that first half. 20% makes it difficult against a team that is shooting as well as the Pouakai. A much greater percentage, great efficiency for them, 60% from deep in the first half and 3 for 5.
And one of the stats on the TAB stat sheet that may fly under the radar a little bit is courtesy of one of the players sitting there taking instruction from Josh Thompson, and that's Olivia O'Neill. 4 assists in that opening half.
She's doing a nice job of penetrating, has the ability to look for her own shot, but acting as a facilitator there in that first half. And a couple of long balls. That was impressive of her vision, was, you know, her ability to look up the court, see that skip pass, and create those easy opportunities before the Whai defense is able to get set in the half court.
Both teams at full strength tonight for the Tauihi game. Coming up after this opening Rapid League game. Crowd building here tonight in Tauranga. Round 5 action. Friday night hoops. The Whai with some work to do as we start the second half in tonight's Sky Broadband Rapid League game. It is quick stuff. Can they get the opening basket here? Chandler, Hokianga guarded by Dickey. What an experience that is for young Palace Hokianga. Here's Highland. That would have been a good start.
Whai struggling to get penetration against that defense. The Pouakai really rotating well as we see the third were almost forced.
Here's Nisbet for 3, front of the iron. Elia picks it up, sends it back out. O'Neill settles it down, the 23-year-old inside. Nisbet using her strength, misses West, hand on it, falls to Elia. Nowhere to go, but they get another opportunity. Deep 2, Dickey, yet no. Thought it was down.
Again on the glass, and the Pouakai dominating physically. Didn't come out away with the 2, but should come away with confidence that they can do whatever they want on the offensive end.
And now a chance for the Whai. Big basket here.
Just no penetration for the Whai. Really struggling to get inside that three-point line with any consistency.
Can they drop one? Make it interesting inside West. Quickly guarded. Oh, it just went to the open left.
And you can't do it with the dribble. Do it with the pass. Nice delivery and a good patient post move by West to get the finish with a kiss off the glass.
This is a nice little run now. 7 straight points to the Whai. Nisbet, O'Neill. Now the Pouakai just struggling to penetrate this Whai defense. It's tightened right up.
Well, the Pouakai are at their best when they're taking advantage of the mismatch. There we see Amy West again in the paint, going to the left hand, going away from the double team that was coming at her, where she had a bit of space. And the Pouakai need to take advantage of Dickey in the post, of Nisbet in the post. They don't want to settle for those deep jump shots that aren't created by good offense.
Whai on the move. West, speaking of moving, tried to flick that one up.
Oh, so close to creating a one-possession game there. I like the shot. I like the aggressiveness. But the Pouakai with the chance to extend the lead again.
Speaking of drives, good one there for the Pouakai. The youngster, Lene.
Got to keep hold of that ball. These second chance opportunities are going to be dangerous.
Oh, Dickey doesn't need a second invitation. Foot on the line, that'll count as a deep two.
Needed that bucket though, just to get the confidence going again. See if that doesn't ignite the Pouakai offense that has been stagnant for a few minutes now.
Hokianga, Kirasome, the 23-year-old Queenslander, backs it out. Sends it on to Cooney into the corner, stepping back outside. Three, look at that. This is why so many people are talking about this youngster, Palace Hokianga.
Oh, nice space created there, and just such a quick release. The defense has no time to get it. Speaking of quick releases.
Bang, bang, there's the answer for the Pouakai. One's a 15-year-old, one's a WNBA player.
Hopefully those two won't be mutually exclusive. Hokianga comes off the on ball.
And again, she's creating problems for this team in red. Back to the TAB.
Well, she's definitive about her moves, and she's not predetermining them. She's not deciding what she's going to do, but she gets that basketball, and she's reading the defense with a lot of speed and able to get to the advantage that's been created at great pace, especially for a player her age.
She's the co-captain, of course, of the New Zealand under-16 team. You and I spoke to Guy Malloy during the week, Casey, in an interview, and we spoke about young Hokianga and just the opportunity that Rapid League has given her to very quickly and rapidly develop. It is happening before our eyes.
Certainly is, happening to a great extent. Already up to 12 points in the ballgame today.
Dickey with another two. Speaking of scoring, she has 17.
Well, she is taking advantage of whoever is trying to defend her. Tough task indeed.
Hokianga again to the basket.
That's strong. That is a strong move for a 15-year-old. She had that elbow right into Rahelia's arm.
Turnover.
She comes back the other way, runs back, and takes away the passing angle. I love what I'm seeing from Hokianga here. Great aggressiveness, man. She is putting on display 14 points. Look at that move with the off arm. That is just excellent awareness of what you need to do to get the shot off. Possibly a foul, using that arm to get out of the way, but they don't blow the whistle. The two counts.
Well, this is the battle right here at the moment, isn't it? Hokianga and Dickey. Here's Kirasome. Corner. Chandler dribbles around, nowhere to go. Good hand in the lane. Dickey. Hokianga went after it. Shot clock is going to expire. Turnover there. In fact, it is the buzzer to end the quarter, I should say. And we've got a 4-point game.
Well, wouldn't have guessed that at the end of the first quarter, but a nice fight back by the Whai. The offense has been good, but the defense has been better. After a 12-point opening quarter for the Pouakai, they've managed just 15 since then. So the Whai have done a much better job of shutting down the passing lanes outside of Jasmine Dickey. They're defending really well.
Can I just give you a rundown on the two-star players tonight? Jasmine Dickey, who is a bona fide star that the Pouakai have decided to play in Rapid League tonight. She has 17 points, 23 years of age, out of Baltimore, pick 30 at the 2022 WNBA draft, has already played 21 WNBA games after a 112-game career at Delaware, where she scored 1,979 points in her collegiate career. There she is. We know she's a star. She's averaging 23.5 points in Tauihi. At the other end of the court with 14 points in 3 quarters is a 15-year-old out of Tauranga Girls College who is not only on the rise, but she's still going to school Monday to Friday, Casey, and will be for the next few years.
Well, she may be schooling people on the court, but she's still got a few things to learn. Impressive debut here. But so I'm looking at is the rebounds. 6 offensive rebounds for the Pouakai already. If they continue at that rate, they're going to walk away with this win. If the Whai shut down those opportunities, they can get that dub.
O'Neal inside, through the hands of Alia. And in fact, that point that you make on the TAB stat sheet, is one that we've seen ring true in Rapid League and Tauihi. Teams that are getting after those rebounds offensively are invariably winning games of basketball.
Those extra possessions, a lot of shots going up. This percentage is not where they want. So if you can create those second chance opportunities, you're giving yourself a great chance to go walk away with those wins.
Can the Whai get a big start to this last quarter? Jade Kirasome backs it out, sells the candy, goes up and over. West battling for it. Hippolyte looked to have copped an arm around the neck, no whistle.
This is a trapping opportunity. If had they not fouled, that would have been very close to getting into that 8-second violation. Fortunate for the Pouakai for that whistle to be blown.
A couple of stories to watch unfold tonight as well. Sean Rabadi and Ezra McGoldrick returning to the floor that they played on last season. O'Neill setting up Elia there. She's off to the TAB.
Well, Neil, we spoke about the assist in the first half. A little bit too unselfish there for my liking. Had the layup. Gives it up. Elia has a good look at it. Fouled from behind. As the rest of the Pouakai are getting ready to play a game in about half an hour from now.
Last year, of course, we saw Stephen Adams come out and watch his family member in Sean Rabadi playing for the Whai. I wonder if Stephen will turn up tonight to see her in red.
Is he still around?
I think he's around.
I don't think it's possible.
You never quite know, do you? The Whai. 6-point margin. Good defense. O'Neill, Dickey comes up with it. Put this down for another 2. She won't miss. In fact, she does, but she's fouled.
And commentators cursed there. Put it on her, Justin Nelson. But what I liked was Olivia O'Neill. Excellent defensively. Making that a difficult entry pass. Hands active, get a hand on it. And that opened up the chance for Dickey to jump that passing lane and get the opportunity in the fast break. Doesn't make the layup, but a chance for 2. You got to forgive her for missing 1. I mean, 7 for 11 for the field right now.
Very good.
That's pretty good. Shooting at 63%.
Looking forward to seeing Kennedy Leonard back from injury this week for the Pouakai. Had 14 assists on Wednesday night, a new Tauihi record.
It's a lot of dimes being dropped out there, making a $1.40 change. Impressive. As you see the Pouakai get another offensive rebound.
Nisbet can't convert it quickly. Hokianga receives from Kirasome. She may have taken 1 too many steps there. She has.
Nice footwork. I think if she'd gone up with the basketball in one motion instead of taking that hesitation, she might have gotten away with the progress. Instead, goes the other way, and the Pouakai probably a chance to put it away for good if they're able to get a bucket here.
Taraya Elia off the glass. She's fouled on the way to the hoop. She'll head to the strike.
Well, tale of 2 halves for the Pouakai. Well, really of 3 quarters and 1 quarter. That first quarter, 3 for 3 from deep. Since then, just 1 for 4. And it's become a much more interior-based attack. With Dickey, with Nesbitt, and with Elia all over the glass and scoring with ease in that painted area.
Pouakai looking for their 6th Rapid League win of the season. The team that wins the most Rapid League games through the season takes out the Sky Broadband Rapid League Championship. There's no finals, of course. It's all about wins and losses, and teams get an extra point on the Tauihi ladder for every Rapid League win that they can have or they can build. Here's Kirasome coming up short. So they're certainly the front runners at the moment, the Pouakai. Seemingly about to chalk up their 6th Rapid League win of the season, reaching in Anika Highland.
Well, with them 151 left, you do have to get a bit more aggressive, especially in those passing lanes, try and force some turnovers. They've got to anticipate it. Too much body on that one a little late, so we're going to the free throw line instead of going the other way. 4 fouls now on the Whai, none on the Pouakai. They can afford to play aggressive defensively to finish this one off.
Some of the other bling, Casey, in Rapid League, coaches do vote after these games like they do in the NBL and Tauihi, so there will be a Rapid League MVP, an All-Star 5 as well.
So always important to get a bit of an accolade, always good for the confidence, good for the career. MVP of the 16-minute games.
Were you?
Do you get it to? Is it like just a little less than half the size of the trophy?
I was waiting for that. I knew where you were going to go straight away. Hokianga for three, drains the triple.
The jab step creates some space, and Neil has to respect the drive. But that stroke is pure. Hokianga scoring again, up to 17 points in the ball game. Just one off leading scorer of the game. Dickey, you take a look at it, little jab step in front of the line. Good footwork though to get both feet behind the line for the release, ensuring that's a three. And keeping the Whai hopes alive.
I know you won 4 Sal's NBL championships. Were you an accumulator of personal awards as well, Casey?
I mean, honestly, I really couldn't tell you.
Oh, come on.
I really couldn't. I have no idea.
Surely.
I have no idea. I really don't.
Your humbleness precedes you. Here's Hippolyte for three to close this one out. Can't convert. Amy West comes up with it. Look at O'Neill, been impressive tonight.
The offensive glass, all about the offensive glass for the Pouakai. They have created, I think it's 8 second chance opportunities now. So that has really been the difference for them, being able to grind down this defensive effort of the Whai. Have that 7-point lead now. Just need to take care of the basketball, create one more good look to put it away.
Just over 70 seconds of play left in tonight's Rapid League game. It is super quick stuff. Kavanagh Lene spinning to the basket. Sweet move, can't convert. That's come off the hand of Hokianga.
Another offensive rebound, team offensive rebound number 9. Nobody gets credit for it, but the possession stays. And that is what's going to be the thorn in the side of this loss today for the Whai.
Just saw Leah Wilson looking on. She'll be stepping out for the Whai shortly in tonight's Tauihi game. Hippolyte, no, West, rebound. 50 seconds of play left. The Whai have to move quickly. Jade Kirasami knows it. Shot was a little bit too deep.
Not a bad look. In transition, create a nice one. The ball wasn't stopped, so you need points in a hurry. I'm okay with that one. Unfortunately, could not get that to drop. Defensive play by Hokianga, another opportunity here.
And another opportunity for her to score. Gave it up, was fouled though.
Just the first personal foul on the team here in the fourth quarter, so ball goes to the baseline. As the anticipation on the defensive end providing dividends for young Palace Hokianga.
Of course, the Whai entering the NBL men's competition next season as well. Good inbound play for the Whai. Kirasame just hasn't got her shot on so far tonight. And that'll just about do us with 20 seconds to play. No head-to-head, of course, in the Rapid League. It's just all about wins and losses as Lauren Hippolyte heads back to the TAB to close this one out.
16 seconds to go, up 7 points. And the Pouakai will add to their stellar Rapid League collection of wins. Now going to be 6 wins out of 7 opportunities. And that is what's enabled them to possibly overcome a shaky start to the season to keep themselves in that Final Four hunt.
It'll move them up to 9 points on the Tauihi ladder as well. Of course, tonight's big game still to come with 3 points up for grabs. Late shot here for the Whai. Eventually goes down for Honey Cooney.
Nice job finding the range as the Pouakai decide to call a Sky City player timeout to finish things off. Get that ball up in the front court and make it just a little bit more difficult for a miracle comeback to occur.
I heard during the week, Casey, more than 12,000 tickets have now been distributed across the Sal's NBL and the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi competitions with thanks to Sky City. So many groups, community, sports, schooling groups, getting behind this wonderful initiative. The ticket to the big game with thanks to Sky City. That's a lot of people going to basketball.
Fantastic initiative. And if you haven't applied yet, well, get in there and apply. 12,000 tickets. That is a lot of action that you've missed.
Speaking of action, it belongs to the Pouakai tonight. Sky Broadband Rapid League, a win for the visitors. They get home by 6. Let's take you through the TAB stats. Casey, what do they tell us tonight?
Well, mentioned a couple times it was all going to be about the rebounds tonight, and it certainly was. 24 rebounds to 14, the total in favor of the Pouakai. 9 of those on the offensive end. The Whai could only manage 2 offensive rebounds. Sweet shooting for the Pouakai as well. 4 for 8 from deep and 9 for 14 from the free throw stripe. That was another difference there. 10 more attempts at the free throw line than the Pouakai, or for the Pouakai, and that aggressiveness on the offensive end is what enables them to walk away with this victory.
So another Rapid League win for the Pouakai, their 6th of the season, and another point on the Tauihi ladder. The coaches head off to prepare for tonight's GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi battle. That's not too far away. All the action live, of course, right here on Sky Sport. We'll take a quick break, and we're coming back soon with the Whai and the Pouakai Friday night hoops. Tauihi just around the corner. See you soon. Kia ora, no mai, hara mai, hello and welcome. Tauranga tonight, Friday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi, round 5, Whai and the Pouakai. It's all up for grabs as these two teams continue their mid-season charge up the ladder. Hello, hope you're well. Justin Nelson with you. Right alongside me, Casey, Frank, and it is that time of the season where the movers start to put the foot down.
Yeah, absolutely right. You got to start looking towards the business end of things, and there are two teams that have been playing better basketball, so don't be surprised that if their positions on the ladder do not belie the talent and the action we see on the court tonight.
Both teams at full strength. Here is the updated Tauihi ladder. The Mainland Pouakai have just won their 6th Rapid League win of the season, 6th Rapid League game, I should say. They moved to 9 points. Of course, you get 1 point for a Rapid League win. But importantly, they got their first Tauihi win on Wednesday night, Casey, taking down the understrength Whai 102-61, the biggest score of the season and the biggest margin of the season as well.
Well, it was just a matter of time. They were finally found their feet from deep and shot a great percentage, absolutely dominated an understrength Whai team, and they'll be looking to build on that momentum here tonight against the Whai squad.
Queens and the Kahu battle tomorrow in Porirua. There is some big outs for the Kahu. We'll talk about that a little bit later on tonight. Whai and the Whai from Queenstown on Sunday, and then the Whai back in action in Dunedin on Wednesday to tip off round 6 when they take on the Queens. Let's have a look at the Pouakai starters tonight. Heremaya, Leonard, McGoldrick, Rabadi and Mack. As I said, Casey, they are back to full strength.
Back to full strength, and like the way they're playing, attacking the glass, playing with a lot of physicality, and I've loved what Kendo Heremaya has done, running that point guard position as a facilitator.
Coach is Josh Thompson. We caught up with him a short time ago to get his thoughts on tonight's big game.
Coach, some good matchups across the court tonight. Which 5 players are you most concerned about?
Oh, yeah, you know, Cowling sticks out as she's leading the way. She had a big game the other night against the Whai, so we've got to be pretty switched on. The last time we played them, Dale was pretty dangerous from 3, so we've corrected a few things from the last time we played them, but all around they have a very tough roster, so really looking forward to the challenge in playing them in their hometown to that. So.
Also, your team is back to full strength now. How important was the win on Wednesday night and the confidence that comes with it?
Oh, it was huge for us. You know, you lose that game, we're still kind of almost get out of playoff contention, but we're winning, getting our full complement of players back. Ezra coming back. Kennedy was massive. As you've seen, you know, Kennedy's floor leadership, you know, really stuck out for us on Wednesday. And it was good for the girls, you know, proud of them, and they put in the work. So it's glad that it's showing up now, and we really, you know, want to build on it.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks.
Well, Casey, let's have a look at the starting lineup tonight for the home team, the Whai. Round 4 was a good one for them. They did go down on this court last Friday night by just 2 points against the Whai, but what a barnstorming visit it was to Porirua when they took down the reigning champs impressively. This is how they start tonight. They too are at full strength.
And the question to me is, can they repeat that defensive effort they had over the first 3 quarters? They were flying all over the court, really making things difficult for ball handlers. If they can have a repeat performance at that level of intensity, it's going to look good for them in the win column.
Let's catch up with Whai coach Mel Bennett.
Sure, Coach. Some great signs from the Whai last week. A big game against Pouakai tonight. What do you need to get, you know, the win tonight?
Oh, we just need to kind of not go to sleep any patches during the game, and not be complacent, and just focus on doing what we need to do and also executing our game plan.
Also, Jasmine Dickey is a key player for the Pouakai. Who gets the job on her tonight?
We have multiple assignments defensively for her tonight, so MC, McKenna and Jade will have the pleasure of marking her, but we've also got to worry about their whole team because they've got so much depth.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
TAB head-to-head for this one tonight. Looking forward to it. Tauihi action, 2 teams in a little bit of form right now, both coming off wins, and they've got some stars, haven't they?
They certainly do. Ezra McGoldrick, key to that Pouakai win. They missed her for a few games. Her rebounding and scoring, huge. Jasmine Dickey been great of the last few weeks, but Michaela Cowling, she is looking like quite the baller. She's able to do it from inside, outside, takes great advantage of her physical gifts. See the X factor there. Sean Rabati, she has been killer starting off games, has had some huge starts. She needs to keep it over those 4 quarters. And Jade Kidisome, she's got that shot going. When it goes well, it means a lot for the 5. But what's most interesting to me in that statistical area, we've got the 2 most prolific shooting teams from behind the arc. 10 threes a game for the 5, first in the league. 7.8 made threes per game for the Pouakai. That's second in the league. And neither of these teams like to get to the line, both at or under 10 free throws a game. That's the 4th and 5th place in that regard. So not going to be a lot of drives to the rim. It's all going to be about defending that 3-point line and making them on the offensive end.
Official stats partner of Tauihi, the TAB. Our coin officials for this one tonight: Reese Hamilton, Sasha Nicholson, and Michaela Sharp. The Pouakai getting the earlier win in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, their 6th Rapid League win of the season, taking down the Pouakai. Sorry, the Pouakai taking down the Whai, 35-29. Judd Flavel, familiar face, coming off the fantastic Sal's NBL season, of course. First title for the Canterbury team since 1992. That is a long time between drinks.
I'm getting pretty thirsty. I got to say, as a former Auckland and Wellington Saints player, I appreciated that thirst. And now it's gone. Now they've got one that's back-to-back titles down there in the South Island. They're going to be playing with a lot of confidence next season.
There's Natasha Mack, Kendall Hadamaya listening in to Coach Josh Thompson. Such an important game, this one, in the context of the season. The Pouakai have managed to stay in touch by virtue of some Rapid League success, but just 1 win so far from their 6 games in Tauihi. The Whai with 2 wins and 3 losses, but no better performance than what they delivered against the Queens last Sunday. They went down on a mission and put together, arguably, in fact it's not much of an argument, their best basketball of this 2023 season. The crowd in attendance tonight, they're ready to go as well. Casey Frank, your final thoughts before tip-off?
Well, I want to see if the Whai can impose their will defensively on this Pouakai team. If the Pouakai are able to counter the balance, counter that full court pressure, and get open looks quickly, they're going to be in great stead offensively. And then it's about the 3-point shot. Both these teams like to let it fly from deep. They really have a great prolific shooting ability from out there and a high volume as well. So the team that does a better job defending that 3-point line is going to give itself the upper hand when it comes to getting the victory.
Strap yourself in. Pouakai and the Whai about to do battle. 2 more games to come in round 5. Queens and the Kahu grand final rematch coming up tomorrow night. And then the Hoiho and the Whai head to Queenstown on Sunday afternoon. Right now, though, GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi, Friday night, we are underway. And it will be the Pouakai with first possession, and an easy one at that for Natasha Mack.
Well, there's Kendall Hadamaya running the point guard position with ease. Might have been destined for Ezra McGoldrick, but instead, Mack with the 2 underneath to kick things off.
It actually felt like the Whai off the tip were a little bit confused as to which way they were going. McCowling here with the quick reply, doesn't go.
As McGoldrick first rebound of the game, but Cowling, nice attack, open look there. You need to be better defensively than that.
McGoldrick, Mack, corner, Rabati, miss. Hadamaya keeps it alive. Natasha Mack, 2 from 2, no. Rebound Wilson, here come the Whai.
That's a beautiful rebound and pass by Hadamaya. With the Fire coming back quickly in response.
We know McKenna Dale can light it up. She's already done a number on the Pouakai earlier this season, 32 points. Here's Wilson, hit a big triple late last week against the Queens. Starts nicely tonight, sweet looking shot.
Well, nice space created with that little step back there. It tickles the twine for 2 to open things up for 5, but a difficult, not an easy look created.
Mack inside, Rabati getting some space. She should finish, doesn't. Battling for it, Zagera does well for the Whai, and that was a chance that went begging.
That was all Zagera, really got back into the play after being out of it and forcing that miss.
from the corner for the Whai. Hirawani can't complete two apiece early, and the Pouakai running the court really well early here, but missing some open baskets.
Not a good start, but the Whai come back. Michaela Cowling finds the space, drains the two. She just, if you step back, she's going to tray you. If you step up, she's going to lay you. You've got to pick your poison with her skill set.
She's one of the most complete and fun players to watch in Tauihi as McGoldrick steps out of court. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's that shot.
That's a tough matchup for Mac there. She's got to just give her that bubble, so much space to give herself a chance to defend the dribble penetration. And Cowling recognizes that. Oh, you're going to give me this space? I'll just kick the step back, hit the 17-footer.
We know Ezra McGoldrick missed a couple of weeks through injury, but she has been one of the big improvers this season in Tauihi. Hirawani on the drive.
Nice decision there. Couldn't get the finish though, and now the Pouakai pushing the pace early in this one.
Definitely a game plan. There is Ezra McGoldrick. What a finish on the reverse.
A beautiful move, really definitive. Got that catch, didn't hesitate, rips through baseline, and shows off her athleticism and soft touch with that reverse layup.
You get the feeling that Ezra McGoldrick is destined for some international basketball.
She's just made such an improvement this last couple of seasons. Really looks comfortable out there in these last few games.
Wilson on the drive. Pick 11, WNBA player, of course, Aaliyah Wilson. She's a first rounder, and she's had a bit of a slow start to the season. Casey scored just 3 points against the Hoi Ho this time last Friday night, but went down to the capital and came up with some massive baskets against the Queens.
Played her best game of the season. Maybe some questions about her body right now. You know, if she's got some injury coming into things, hasn't had a huge minutes load, but certainly looking like she's getting more comfortable if things go away. And if you're feeling comfortable, join the TAB. Deposit $10, get a $50 bonus bet. T's and C's apply. You're restricted to 18 and over, and make sure you bet responsibly.
Always bet responsibly. Love the segue, Casey. Natasha Mack, that's an easy basket for her.
Well, the Fire trying to pressure, but quick passes to the opposite, to that weak side, and hits into the high post is really negating that pressure early. Nice read there. Natasha Mack on the finish.
Seguera goes with a deep three, back of the iron.
That's from McGoldrick. One red jersey amongst a sea of five, and she's get the rebounds and takes the contact, doesn't matter. And her presence inside is really turning into, I think, a key piece for this Pouakai squad. Her ability to be a switchable defender and has the strength and athleticism to play that interior role, even though maybe she's not a purest five, but get those rebounds like she did there.
Jasmine Dickey, of course, coming off the bench tonight for the Pouakai. She played in the earlier Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Another miss inside the paint for the Pouakai early in this contest. Opens things up for Michaela Cowling. Fires from the corner. McGoldrick, another big rebound. Impressive start for her.
Dominating the glass, dominating with tens in possession. Pouakai creating good looks, but the execution isn't where it needs to be right now.
Arm wrestle. Chance, Hedemeier over the back, off the top of the backboard. Play on.
Good look there. Hedemeier with a quick trigger, but deservedly so. Into Cowling, nice pass.
Sets up Hirawani. She can't score. McKenna Dale, who's floating through, has won it back for the fight.
Excellent hustle on McKenna Dale there. Get her hand on it a couple of times to snake that one away from Ezra McGoldrick, who has been dominating the glass to the tune of 5 rebounds already. What an effort for Ezra McGoldrick. 5 out of the 6 rebounds for the team.
Young Palace Hokianga onto the floor for the fight. Turnover there against Wilson.
Stepped on the sideline. Once again, that's a couple of careless turnovers by both teams, stepping backwards when you need to step forward.
Cowling defensively making life tough here. Natasha Mack, deep two now. Well, her shot is on.
Well, it's improved. Early in the season, her first couple of looks didn't look like that was going to be her forte, but she's showing us that she loves it, especially from around 17. Deadly with that laser.
Averaging 13 points a game this season as McKenna Dale bangs down a triple. Mack has 6 already in the game for the Pouakai.
Pouakai thinking it's deja vu all over again. Dale with the quick triple. They got to find her outside. They know how potent she can be from deep.
And now Dale closing in on Mack. Leonard lets fly, off target, rebound, Hokianga. Here is the 15-year-old getting some early minutes in Tauihi. Hands it straight back to Mac. She's going to go to 8 in this opening quarter.
The backboard touch on the layup on the break. Nice read. Excellent defensive anticipation by Mac for the 2.
Cowling reaching in over the top, sets it up for McKenna Dale. That's 2 triples back-to-back.
Oh, the balance by Cowling. Only 1 foot on the ground. Couldn't get possession, but finds Dale, who was heating up early.
Mac inside, Rabati outside, McGoldrick can't hit. Here's Cowling. She's starting to get going now.
And the Phi looking comfortable with this pace. Starting to create some opportunities in transition.
Wilson under pressure. Cowling, that's a great cut to the basket as well, Case.
Excellent recognition by Cowling, knowing that Wilson's in trouble. Nice anticipation by Wilson on that little touch pass.
Hadamaya lets fly. 13-10 is the score.
She's in trouble here. She's got nowhere to go. Look at that angle, though. Just leads her so perfectly. And Cowling with the athleticism on the catch and the finish. The Phi up 3. And they're doing it with hustle on the offensive end. The Pouakai first defensive effort isn't bad. They're doing enough there, but it's on that last rotation just a little bit late. And as that shot clock is running down, that's where the Phi are finding their advantage.
Natasha Mack has 8 points for the Pouakai. McKenna Dale 6 for the Phi. Offensive foul called there.
Once again, a point of emphasis in the Tauihi season. They are trying to ensure freedom of movement for those defenders. You can't get out of your cylinder. You've got to stay set to set that screen.
Against McKenna Dale there. That foul, misplaced pass, will give possession back to the Phi. Natasha Mack, 25-year-old Casey out of Lufkin, Texas, picked 16 in the 2021 WNBA draft, has already played 4 WNBA games for Chicago and Minnesota. And as you said, great start for her tonight. Wilson for 3.
Oh, Angie, you're not going to guard me out here. I'm going to let it fly. Nothing but twine. And she found the net from deep.
Man, that was a big shot from Aaliyah Wilson. Have a look at this again on replay.
Just a couple feet behind the line. Jasmine Dickey thinking, well, you're going to put that ball on the floor. And Aaliyah Wilson saying, no, I got that range. Let me get this touch and get that tray ball going. The Phi, we talked about it before the game. They like to let them fly from deep, and they certainly are doing that so far. Up to 4 for 7 from beyond the arc.
Rabati, Nisbet, Dickey into the action now, loses it. Phi come up with it. They're on the move again. Cowling, Wilson. Oh, great step around Dickey. Cowling short corner. That would have been a big basket for the Phi. Dickey with the rebound.
Oh, I love the 2-woman game there. Can't get the finish, but love the mindset.
Pulling up. Dickey can't get it to drop. Pouakai hold possession. Phi lead by 6.
The Pouakai pushing this pace in transition. Let's not forget they already had a game this week. So they're going to have to dig deep if they're going to play at this pace all night long.
And this is the first of a double for the Phi as well. They travel tomorrow to Queenstown. Kirasome and Cowling teaming up there.
Ezra McGoldrick might have bumped knees there. Came off a little the worse for wear, but shaking it off, back in the ball game.
Seen it a few times already this round. Dickey picked up a knee knock as well on Wednesday. There they are teaming up again. Cowling and Wilson.
Well, Wilson has a screener, then slips off of it, and Cowling delivering that pass, returning the favor that was given to her earlier.
They are causing some headaches for the team in red who respond. Jasmine Dickey with a triple.
No, it wasn't closed out on. Cowling gave her the space, and Dickey took it. Give me that kind of room from the corner, I will drain it.
Her first score in this game. She had a big one earlier in the Rapid League, had 18 points in that one. Wilson now on McGoldrick, has her going one way, then the other. Corner, 3, doesn't go down. For Cooney, they get it back. Another chance. Zagera, the Austrian, getting up. Cowling keeps it alive. Look at this for the Phi. Big chance. Kirasome can't convert.
Offensive rebounds are flowing. Love the effort of the Whai. But multiple attempts go wanting.
It's been the topic of conversation tonight, hasn't it, Casey? Offensive rebounds, such a big part of the competition this season. Nisbet, Kirasome pushed back defensively, fouls reaching in. And Tsubasa Nisbet will head to the TAB. 1:33 left to play in the first. The Whai out by 6. We've got a timeout here.
Well, just almost a double post play there. Had Dickey sort of in the low post, and Nisbet just brought her player in from a bit higher. 2 posts at once, and then just had the physical advantage straight to the cup. And the Pouakai get to the free throw line. That may be an important way for them to be able to stop the clock, set their defense, and try and slow down what has been an efficient transition attack from the Whai early in this one. Shooting the ball well. Both teams over 50% so far in this one. Love to see that type of efficiency.
Love to see a Salmon Super Special as well. The large veggie pizza, just $25 this week. Available through to next Tuesday. There's the QR code. You know what to do. Get online, order yourself a large veggie. Code is buzzer and you'll save some dollars as well. The Salmons Super Special for round 5. Looking ahead, Casey, tomorrow night, grand final rematch, the Kahu and the Queens. They've already played once this season. The Queens getting that win. Porirua is the destination tomorrow night. Make sure you get your tickets for that one. Another big crowd expected. And importantly, some big outs for the Kahu. Talia Tapaya, the 2022 MVP, still out with a shoulder injury. And we've learnt today, Penina Davidson not available tomorrow night. We believe she's overseas at the moment. So that is a huge gap to fill for the Kahu.
Well, especially the way that Penina Davidson has formed that partnership with Amari Thomas. They haven't had Talia Tupaya for a few games now, dealing with that shoulder injury, trying to figure out the best way, the best treatment program to get her back to full strength. But the Thomas-Penina Davidson duo, interior duo, their prowess inside has been what's getting them wins. Without Penina Davidson, it's going to be interesting to see how the Kahu respond.
And I'm hearing Tapaya, we may not see her again this season. Certainly hope that's not the case, but the shoulder injury is significant enough that it may require surgery.
Which is always unfortunate, but you know, sometimes injuries are part of the game and you got to get that body right, especially with something that's reoccurring. But we'll wait for the Kahu to announce that one. I don't know who your sources are on this one, Justin.
It was you.
Got to quote him.
Sarah Zagata at the TAB here, out of Stetson University, where she led the way with blocks, 213 blocks through her collegiate career. She is one of the best shot blockers in Tauihi as well. Couple a game. Has also played in Spain, Poland and Italy. And the 27-year-old drains a couple from the coloured stripe tonight. That margin at 7.
And the Whai ticking it over at the free throw line now. Pouakai looking for a response, but the double dribble is whistled. Uncommon call to see that one. As the argument being that one of the Whai touched it, but not the way the officiating crew saw it.
4th turnover of the game for the Pouakai. Early stages of this contest tonight. Heading down towards quarter time. Good start from the home team. Real arm wrestle. There's Zagera keeping it alive on the drive now. Amy West does well on the baseline over the top of Mack.
Yeah, Amy West looking comfortable on that interior. Able to finish with both hands. Chooses the right that time to bring the Whai a bigger lead.
Handy lead right now to the home team. Just reaching in there. I think that's against Jade Kirasome. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the setup for Amy West.
Nice footwork shown there. Impressive job of catching that low and stepping through, especially when you're going against a player with a shot blocking and the ability of Mack. West was not dismayed, finished with ease.
Out of Palmerston North Girls High School, of course, Amy West. Another tall fern, has played 7 games for the national team. Important points there for the Pouakai. Now Kirasome setting something up for the Whai to finish off what has been an impressive first quarter. Zagera, good handles at first, but doing the job. Dickey wins it back. Hippolyte pulls up 3, yes.
Lauren Hippolyte loves the triple in transition. And just like that, the Pouakai back within 4.
Zagero turns it over again. Hippolyte busy late in this opening quarter. Saw her hit back-to-back triples in Rapid League tonight. Can she do the job here again? She's going to leave it to Leonard. Mack, rebound, too easy. Leonard, another go. Late, gets it. Back-to-back triples for the Pouakai, and they are back to within 1.
And created with a second chance opportunity. Natasha Mack on the offensive glass, great rebound. Excellent recognition of where the shot clock was, what the game clock was to get that rebound, kick it back out. And that's where her teammate Leonard does the rest.
Quarter time, Whai lead by 1. GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi, second quarter on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Tauranga. GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi. Good contest over the opening quarter. Whai lead by 1. TAB stats. Let's have a look at them, Case.
Well, Alia Wilson leading the way for the Whai with 8 points, a couple of triples from McKenna Dale early, gave them the lead. 13 rebounds for them, 7 assists. Love to see the ball movement, but on the other side, the Pouakai were 0 for 7 from the three-point line before those last 2 makes to finish the quarter. Brought them up to respectability and just a point down in this ball game.
Here's Wilson getting busy again. That's a tough pass looking in for Hirawani, who did well to get the hands on it, but ran out of time, and an early turnover there for the home team.
And I do see a trend of the Whai continuing to move against those defenders and finding angles with those backdoor cuts. The Whai have an opportunity to continue to take advantage of that aggressive defense of the Pouakai here in this one.
Whai win tonight. They jump to 4th on the Tauihi ladder. Mack has had an impressive start. That one just a little bit beyond her range. Cowling, what a player she's been so far this season. Gives it, gets it, sends it out. Zagera, well set up. It was in and out. Oh, look at Cowling get after it. Gutsy stuff.
She's had some phenomenal offensive rebounds already in this one. Back in the game, does she get another one? No, an angle too far.
Leonard had 14 assists on Wednesday night, set a new Tauihi record for dimes. Oh, Mack, very, very clever stuff from Natasha Mack.
And this has been one area where the Whai have had some trouble against some of the bigger players in the competition. They just don't have that size really down low that can bang with consistency. And Natasha Mack has taken advantage early, 12 points already.
That's probably her season average. Corner 3. Kirasome comes up short, gets a second opportunity and takes it.
Well, I like the awareness following her own shot. And the quick release as Tasha Mack was bearing down on her. Retake the lead, do the 5-by-1.
That is her season average. She's now gone past it, 14 in the game tonight for Mac.
Well, she's a fulcrum for the offense. Against that pressure, they were hitting her in the high post, looking for the pass, but now it's all buckets for Tasha Mack down low.
Going at 75% as well. Foul there. Take your pick.
I believe that's going to be on Lauren Hippolyte from behind. Thought that contact was there earlier. She tried to get underneath. Zagata has Amy West check back in, and Amy West is going to be tasked with trying to slow down Tasha Mack. She's got the height for it, and it's going to be testing her ability and strength to try and keep her from being efficient down in the low block.
Kira Somet converts from the TAB, 23-year-old, who actually won 2 Queensland secondary school championships, of course. She has grown up in Brisbane, is a Kiwi, 109 games with North Carolina State and St Mary's, and she's one of the most versatile players we've seen so far this season. Jade Kurasome getting up, big rebound. Hirawani away for the Whai. Cowling, catch, shoot. Can't complete. There's Kurasome again trying to chase it down. She's been impressive, hasn't she, over the first half of the season?
Good activity, especially in this one so far. And you love to see those Kiwis come back, get a chance to play back in the land of the long white cloud. She's taking advantage of it.
Pouakai trying to share it around. Look at the pressure defensively. Mac Dickey drives the basket hard, comes up short. Rebound, Cowling had it, lost it. They work it out, the Whai. Possession back, here comes Wilson. Spinning to the basket. Did so much there. Couldn't put the shot down.
Hustle is on display both ends, but the defensive clamp's starting to come down after a high-scoring first quarter.
Dickey. Contact, doesn't matter. Off the glass for 2.
Give her a look afterwards. She is a powerful player when she's driving to the basket, has great balance and great strength to finish through contact.
Averaging nearly 24 points a game. A 23-year-old out of Baltimore, Jasmine Dickey, starting to warm up. Speaking of warming
That's
up,
her spot.
Another rebound as well, Cowling.
And Cowling's starting to make her presence felt on the offensive glass. Her 3rd offensive rebound of the game. 6 points for her now, 3 for 7 from the field.
Just got a little bit lost defensively there as well. Allowed Sean Rabati to sneak in. Timeout called here. 6:13 left in the first half. Close one. Pouakai out by 1. It'll be no surprise to you, Casey, to learn that over the last few weeks I have fielded a number of calls from Australian WNBL teams asking some questions about Michaela Cowling.
Well, she looks a player. I mean, she has been putting together quite a season coming into this one. 21.6 points, 9.2 rebounds, 4.4 assists, an all-around game. But what I like is the way that she lets the game come to her. She doesn't force things. Look at the work she's putting in tonight. It's on the offensive glass. It's as a screener. When the shot's coming around to her, she takes it, but she's not forcing the action. She's letting it come to her organically. And you'll love to see players of that skill level, of that talent, be able to fit in seamlessly with the team.
What are you hearing out of the Southern Hoi Ho? Of course, a heavy defeat on Wednesday night, going down by a season-high margin, 41. No Ashton Prechtel, out with concussion. I think she may be back for the game on Sunday in Queenstown, but missing again through injury. She's been absent a couple of times this season. Zoe Richards, we believe, with an Achilles strain. That's the one to keep an eye on.
Well, both players questionable, so not unavailable as of yet. So they're going to know more after tonight's training. Those final decisions on whether or not they'll be able to play has come in. Always a little scary with concussion. And with that Achilles, you know, not something you can mess around with, especially in the deep south. It gets cold. Those are, got to get that's one body part you got to get warmed up.
Well, there's a lot of body parts you need to warm up down there. Been snowing through the week. Shot clock counting down. Kurasome gives it up. Hirawani just got the shot off in time.
Good defense there by the Pouakai, rotating well, forcing that shot well beyond the three-point line, shutting down penetration opportunities.
Olivia O'Neill into the action. She was good tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Turnover there. Wilson up with it, teaming up again with Cowling. Brings it out. sends it down. Hirawani, the give and go.
And Michaela Cowan loves a backdoor cut. Can't find the touch that time, despite the good move.
Deep two, Dickey.
Goldrick, another rebound. This one on the offensive end. 7th of the game.
Impressive, isn't it? One of the best rebounders in the competition, Natasha Mack.
That jump shot, nobody's respecting it. But they better start, because that 17-footer, she is pulling it together. They're worried about the drive. We worried about that Jimmy.
Ezra McGoldrick, by the way, on rebounds, averaging 11.3 a game. Good enough for 3rd highest in the competition, and she's right up there again tonight. Mack comes up with it. O'Neill confronted by Wilson. Does she get it back? No.
She doesn't, but that's going to be a short shot clock. They're only going to have about 3 seconds to get this one over half court. I wouldn't be surprised if they call a Sky City player timeout here.
Well, it would be a smart move if they did. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the pressure on O'Neill.
And we get a full timeout, but I'm not sure you're able to move the ball up the court on the regular timeout here. So that's still going to be back on the baseline. On a Sky City player timeout, you can move that forward. But here, going to be a short shot clock for the for the Pouakai to get that one across half court.
Sal's Hoopheads join us every week, talking a lot of Tauihi and Rapid League right now around the desk each week. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank, and of course Crystal Ledger Walker joining me each week for Sal's Hoopheads. And there is never enough basketball to talk. Sorry, there's always enough basketball. There's never enough time to fit it all in.
Is that a Freudian slip there, Justin?
I think it's a very big slip. We always find plenty to talk about. Fun and games as always. What have you made of this second quarter so far, Case?
Well, it's gotten a little bit more difficult defensively as teams have shut down some of that penetration and challenging those shooters to a higher degree. The offensive rebounds have slowed down overall in terms of their effectiveness in getting buckets. So just 5 second chance points for the Pouakai. And for the Phi, just 4 second chance points. So both teams doing pretty well in that regard. But for me, it's about the Phi. And as this game goes along, picking up this pressure. I like this here, full court pressure. See if you can't force a turnover. You cannot. Good job, Jeremiah.
Yeah, there you go, straight out of that timeout. Clearly that's what they spoke about. Getting the ball up quickly to beat that 8 second violation. But now the clock is ticking down. Pressure on the Pouakai. Got to get the shot off. Nisbet does, right on the buzzer, and gets it back importantly.
Elliot Wilson, nice defensive anticipation there. Stuck a little bit behind her body, but the quick move gets a hand on it. Forces out of bounds after offensive rebound again for the Pouakai. Looking for her body inside. Will she go to work? Nah, she'll kick it out.
Here's O'Neill. Back to Jeremiah. Yeah, goes long on the shot. She's another one, though, that can really light it up once she gets going, Kendall Jeremiah.
And that's a shot that tells me she's looking for the ball in hand a little bit. She's hasn't had a touch of the leather in a bit of time, so gets that one, quick release. You know, of course, shot clock would have been going down, just 14 seconds to get it up off the offensive rebound.
Here's Wilson, the Seattle Storm WNBA draftee. McKenna Dale has already hit a couple from downtown tonight. That one doesn't go. And importantly, it's now in the hands of Kennedy Leonard. Goes into the corner. Rabati, miss. Nisbet gets it back. Another O-board.
Nisbet, a defensive rebound on one end, offense on the other. And the turnover, unfortunately, by Leonard.
There's a nice little hand in there from Cowling, who now receives it.
Thought that was a foul.
Got a bump, didn't she?
Cowling has excellent body control underneath the rim. She's really able to find her balance quickly. Always has that wide stance landing.
Well, here she is with the three-point attempt.
Nesbitt's just dominating the glass right now. That's her 3rd straight rebound.
On the drive, on the block. Alia Wilson stopped a certain basket there, and that'll lift the Phi. Can they convert here? Back the other way. Zagera now hands it off. Wilson on the drive, all the way to the hoop, off the glass, draws the foul. She'll head to the TAB. Great stop at one end, and now she's got a chance to add a couple of points back the other way.
Well, I didn't think that was bad defense by McGoldrick. This was great defense by Alia Wilson on the other end. And after playing that great D on one end, she attacks the basket on the other side, and a chance to head to the TAB. 2 free throws here will cut that lead down to 1. And what we've seen is a reduction in efficiency after a hot start by both teams. The defense has picked up. The shots have become more covered and much more difficult to convert.
Born in Oklahoma. Spent 1 year, Casey, at the University of Arkansas, and then 3 years at Texas A&M, both very well-known collegiate programs.
I used to be able to tell you what conferences those schools were in, but now it's just a bit tougher.
Well, they keep changing as well.
They're both in the SEC. I do know that both those schools are in the SEC.
Big basket there for the Whai. McKenna Dale with the rebound off the missed shot and finding, again, a cutting Michaela Cowling.
Her movement without the basketball, excellent. Jeremiah can't find that one, but Cowling, always dynamic, never static on the offensive end.
I think she's probably the best in the league right now. Just her movement off the ball is outstanding. Hitawani gives it out. Wilson, Zagera, shot clock counting down, pulls it up, needs to move it on. They find Dale in the corner for 3.
Love that patience. Not nonplussed about the shot clock, moving that ball around, and when Dale gets the look, she drains it. Great unselfishness on display.
And just like that, they've gone from 3 down to 3 up, although getting the roll.
Right back at you.
Hedemeier.
Another example of excellent rotation of the ball, and Hedemeier finds a space and gets the fortuitous bounce. Turns out to be a 2.
Cowling again moving through the paint, ends up with Zagera for 3, and things have just opened up with 2:20 to play in the half.
Ball's moving around on a frozen rope. Nice aggressive passes. They know where they're going. They're manipulating the Pouakai defensively now.
2-point ball game here last Friday night. Right now it's at 4. Leonard comes up with a big triple from the corner.
They are flying from deep. Nice ball movement. She kept her cut going to receive that catch, and their eyes are in once again.
37 apiece. Zagera, Dale, Cowling gives it up. Oh, should have taken the shot. Wilson was on the move. They have a little bit of a chuckle.
Well, once you go into that shooting motion, you think the shot's going up. If you're going to pass it to me, do it early. Whip that thing around. I was waiting for it. You love unselfishness in your players, but occasionally, if you got that wide open look, just go ahead and let it fly. Especially when we've seen 4 straight triples drained in this one. Anybody lets it go, it's dropping in.
On the back cut, Dickey somehow came up with it in the end.
Well, we've spoken about Cowling's moving without the basketball. Dickey gets a little bit of the opportunity there as the ball gets knocked out of bounds, stays with the 5, but that good, strong cut out of the corner. Nice recognition by McGoldrick to make the pass. Not an easy look off a couple of hands of the 5, but somehow leads to the left-hand layup.
Both teams still have their Sky City player timeout available to them in this first half. Of course, teams permitted 1 per half. Here's Wilson. Cowling setting the screen for Dale. Back to Wilson now. And again, some miscommunication there. Back-to-back turnovers for the Whai.
I mean, just no space there. 4 players on that side of the court. Really compact, not enough space to get the action they wanted to get, and allowing the defenders to switch with a bit of ease.
Plenty of lead changes late in this second quarter. Dickey short on the shot. Hedemeier again gets it back for the Pouakai, and Rabati converts. That'll be a delay of game.
Yeah, agreed. I believe so. But how about the perimeter effectiveness of the Pouakai right now? They are just draining these jump shots. Anytime it hits the hand, they're going up with confidence, with immediacy. Look at that catch, Rabati from 15. Give me the shot, I'll take the shot, I'll make the shot after that.
She has 6 in the game tonight. Natasha Mack, game high scorer, 16 at the moment for the Pouakai. They lead by 4 with just over a minute to play in what has been an exciting first half. And this might be a time, Casey, where both coaches remind their players that they do have that Sky City player timeout. One thing I've noticed so far this season is it's taken a little bit of time for players to get their heads back around the player timeout in Tauihi. It's the second season of it, of course, for these teams.
But it is a different way to play than most of the FIBA rules around the world. You know, if you're not playing in the American game where players are entrusted with that ability to call timeouts all the time, it does take a little bit more getting used to. And you know, for me, there really is only one use of it, and that's at the end of the quarter, at the end of the half, to try and make sure you get that second or that last second opportunity, especially in the second half. That's how I'd want to train my players to do it. That's how I'd be thinking of it as a player. When you get down under those 30 seconds, you know, if we get a rebound, call that immediately, save that time, push the ball up the court, and give ourselves a great opportunity to finish out those quarters.
We have seen some teams use them really well with great effect. Of course, only the player in possession can call a Sky City player timeout. Back underway, the Whai down by 4. What can they do on this occasion? Again, the target is Cowling, who receives and goes to work. Strong stuff by the Whai number 3.
I mean, I watched her that entire possession, and she's just so locked in. Sets a really nice screen early in that one. The switch happens to her body, and she just steps in, looks for that high-low, doesn't come, keeps the seal, works it into the baseline on that other hand, and then aggressive on the rim after she gets her catch. She's picking and choosing her spots, but she understands when the time hits for her to elevate her game and take it to another level.
I know there's a long way to go this season. There's been already plenty of MVP talk about Ashton Prechtel, and of course Chrislyn Carr has been playing really well for the Queens, and we've seen Jasmine Dickey recently, but gee, the last few weeks Michaela Cowling has really lit it up, and she's doing it again tonight.
And the Pouakai go early, 2-for-1 opportunity there, nice look, but the Whai now have to decide how long they want to take on the shot clock.
Wilson on the move, gets to her right. Rebound. Good work, Hirowani. Dale now. 17 seconds to play inside. Zagera has Dickey to beat and does.
That's nice with the left hand, good position, and the ability to finish both ways. This gives you a real advantage as we see the Pouakai take that time out here with 7.2 seconds left. And now the big key for me here is when you call that Sky City player timeout, you know the opposition has one. You see 7 seconds on the clock, you have to know, hey, we get this up with a second on the clock. We don't get the opportunity for them to get a rebound and come down the other way. So you really have to understand the timing of your offensive execution coming out of this here with 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's a great point you make, Casey. We saw in the Cells NBL season some teams mid-air catching rebounds, calling player timeouts and advancing with a second on the clock. Here we go. What do? Inside to Mack, has it knocked away.
Got the chance, they can use it.
And the Whai do have their player timeout. They may not need to. They'll get a shot up. Zagera right on the buzzer. Can't convert, and that'll do us for the first half. And you can see there Mel Bennett actually saying to her team, hey, we did have our Sky City player timeout to use. Halftime, 1-point margin, good contest.
I think the better decision there, go for the 2-point shot when you have time, when you have numbers. What an effort there by the Pouakai coming back in this one. The Whai not quitting, but the 3-point shot flying with ease in the first half to give us the score.
Locked in tonight, Friday Night Hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi, and we have a battle on our hands. TAB stats on the other side of the break. Don't go away. Kia ora, welcome back to Tauranga tonight. Whai and the Pouakai doing battle. It's round 5 of the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. 2 games to come. Tomorrow night, the Kahu travel to Porirua to take on the Queens. And then, of course, the Hoiho at home in Queenstown on Sunday playing the Whai. TAB stats to halftime here. Just a 1-point game. Let's have a look at them.
Natasha Mack leading scorer and doing it with efficiency. 7 for 9 from the field. Love to see that kind of activity. McKenna Dale 3 for 4 from deep for her 9 points. Alia Wilson, Michaela County joining her on 9 points apiece. As the spread in the rebound game, we saw Esma McGoldrick leading the way for the Pouakai with 8 rebounds. A lot of those early. Harawani Cowling 5 leading the way for the Whai. What's a tightly contested rebound contest, 22 to the Pouakai, 26 to the Whai on the assists. Not bad for both teams. 11 assists on 17 buckets for the Pouakai, led by Kendall Heramaya, McKenna Dale, Alia Wilson, and Michaela Cowling once again leading the way, 3 apiece for the Whai, who have 13 assists on 14 buckets. You'll love to see that kind of unselfishness. 1 block in the ball game for Wilson, leaving us with the steals, 4 steals apiece. 2 for McKenna Dale, doing it on both ends and evenly spread out amongst 4 players for the Pouakai.
The Whai 7 of 10 from the TAB so far tonight. The Pouakai 3 of 4. Half-time here. We've got a 1-point ball game tonight. It is set to go down to the wire as these 2 teams look to continue moving up the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi ladder. Big second half on the way. Right after this break. See you soon. Friday night hoops in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Hope you're well wherever you're watching across Aotearoa and, of course, right around the world. Great to have you with us. Got a game tonight. Pouakai leading the Whai by 1 at the half. Justin Nelson with you. Casey Frank also. And there's a lot to like about what we've seen so far tonight, Casey. This one is certainly up for grabs.
It really is. And what we saw in the first half was two teams prolific from deep and getting those threes to drop. The Whai with 5 makes from behind the arc. The Pouakai with 4. I still see that as the statistic, the one that is able to win that battle from deep, going a long ways. But impressed by the Whai in this one, attacking the rim, 7 for 10 from the stripe in the first half. They normally only make 8.6 free throws per game, so they are well above that, showing a higher level of aggressiveness, and that ability to get to lines been keeping that scoreboard ticking over and allowed them to keep pace with the Pouakai here in the first half.
Now, you're a marketing genius. You were well and truly involved in a big announcement during the week, the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Final Four. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we're down in Porirua, September 9th and 10th, the semifinals on the Saturday. 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3, and then the losers play off for 3rd place in the first game of the Sunday. But live on Prime, we're going to have the championship, the GJ Gardner Championship, on Sunday, September 10th in Porirua at Te Aroaparaha Arena. Going to be a fantastic time, and some of the best basketball talent ever on display in the women's game will be there that weekend.
Looking forward to that. The Final Four in Porirua, and tickets are on sale now?
Tickets are on sale now. Tauihi.flickit.nz. Go check it out, or go to any of the social platforms for the Tauihi and find the announcement there. But it is going to be one heck of a weekend of hoops down there.
It might be the best part of my weekend, putting you on the spot on a Friday night. It's fantastic.
I pulled it all out. I think it was. I think I had it. Gonna have to get a graphic. Gotta hit the league up to get a graphic over here. We got to get this graphic up.
Listening to you get your way through websites and ticketing sites, it's a lot of fun. Set to go in the second half here tonight. These two teams currently sitting 4th and 5th on the ladder. I can't stress enough how important a win here in Tauihi is. Earlier on tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League game, the Pouakai got over the top of the fight, 35-29. Jasmine Dickey had 18 for the Pouakai, and young Palace Hokianga delivered another 17 points, I believe, for memory, in that game tonight. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, played very well, and you are correct, 17 points on 5 for 7 from the field. Love to see that level of efficiency. Looking towards this game, here in the second half, the team that imposes their will on this ball game is going to get it done. Who's going to be able to lock in defensively and start to get some opportunities in transition, dig deep, and run that opposition off the court?
Underway, first opportunity, and maybe the second, falling the way of the Pouakai. Here's Jeremiah spinning back to the basket. Delightful move. Couldn't finish the shot, though. And now the Whai will get their first opportunity of this third quarter.
Mismatch in the post. They're trying to get the ball to Cowling, but they unfortunately didn't go the other way and did not have a great angle to drop that one in there. Did Alyssa Hirawani.
Seen that miscommunication a few times tonight for the Whai. A couple of turnovers in that second quarter, Case, trying to push the ball into the post.
Well, nothing wrong with trying to take advantage of the mismatch, but you have to value that basketball. It's gold. You can't treat it like silver.
Leonard, 3 assists tonight, had 14 assists on Wednesday night. Time expires for the Pouakai, so back-to-back turnovers either end of the court to get us underway.
Impressive defensively there by McKenna Dale, giving up a few inches in that matchup with Mac, but plays well enough to force her into the shot clock violation at the end of the 24 seconds.
She's got 9 points tonight, McKenna Dale, all from long range. Make it 12.
Well, deja vu all over again. She's had 8 3-pointers in the game against the Pouakai earlier this season to the tune of 32 points. She is maybe not on the 32-point trip, but might be hitting 8 3-pointers again.
All of her shots tonight have come from beyond the arc. 4 of 5 shooting. She has 12 in the game now. Heather Meyer pulls it up on the baseline. Leonard, Mack, fortuitous, can't finish, gets it back. Another shot tonight for Natasha Mack. She's up to 18.
Stick-to-itiveness the second time around, comes back to her hands, doesn't give up on the play. Rewarded with a 2-point make.
43 apiece. Here's the Austrian, Sarah Zagera. Gets it back now. Has Heather Meyer in front of her, who just reaches in with her right hand. She thought she hit the ball. The coin officials thought otherwise, and it'll be a trip to the TAB for the Whai.
Probably needed to be a little less aggressive there. Zagera did not have a lot of options there, off the wrong foot, trying to get that hand in, and Kendall Hermaya just gets her hand caught in the cookie jar, sending Zagera to the TAB for 2.
The 190-centimetre forward got that left knee heavily bandaged at the moment, averaging just under 16 points and 7 rebounds a game this season. 73% from the TAB. She converts the second.
And I'm still waiting to see the Whai turn up that defensive pressure we saw against the Queens. They have not released it to that level. I thought that was going to be a turning point for their season, something they could lean on, but haven't found that same level of intensity yet.
That's a good point you make. We talked about that in the Rapid League, didn't we, as Mack and Cowling go head-to-head there. Again, second chance opportunity here for the Pouakai. That shot came after the buzzer for mine. Doesn't matter. The Whai come up with it. They're on the move. Look away pass was nice from Hirawane. Just off target.
Well, that's a couple turnovers in a row from her, though. She's going to have to make less aggressive decisions moving forward. She's got to be sure of these passing lanes, and I think she might have a sub coming in for her.
There's Natasha Mack cleaning it up inside. 20 in the game tonight. Game high scorer.
Feed her down low. She is going to work. The Whai just do not have the size to contain her abilities down there in the paint.
Her best game of the season. Zagera for 3. Rattles around the ring. Leonard, rebound. Up quickly. McGoldrick, quick fire release.
Oh, what a defensive play by Kendall Hermaya. Oh, I thought that went off the leg
I think she's got a...
of Alia Wilson.
Yeah, I think she's got an argument there, Kendall Hermaya.
Instead, it will stay with the Whai. Wilson wanted the foul. Hermaya wanted possession. Neither gets what they want, but they will both walk away semi-unhappy. It's always good when nobody's happy. That's the key.
You're a harsh man. You don't want anyone to be happy.
It's my parenting style with my 2 kids.
I can imagine. Let's talk about that another time. Here's Wilson for 3. She had a hot start tonight, didn't she?
A lot of hot starts out there. It slowed down. What a break. Hermaya with the beautiful passes with body, running the lane, not giving up on the play. That engine and those legs is what enabled her to get those 2 points.
One of the plays of the game there for the Pouakai. Kira Sommer from the corner. We know what she's capable of. Couldn't land the blows in the first half, but that was a sweet shot from range.
Nice find for her in the corner, and the closeout a bit late. As we get the ball in the hands of Mack again. Loving that jump shot.
And yet again, the Pouakai are going to get another second opportunity here. They may make the most of it through Rabadi. They do. The Whai at the moment just giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
That's the 11th offensive rebound of the ball game, and those second chance opportunities are keeping the Pouakai in this lead.
Wilson to Dale, her 5th triple of the night. McKenna Dale.
Touch them all, McKenna. Letting it fly from deep. She has got to get the ball in hand more often from deep, as Wilson gets pinged with that whistle on the quick post-up from Rabadi in transition.
She's 5 of 6, Casey. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, no hesitation.
And how about that pass from Alia Wilson on the other side of the key? No real options, but delivers it right into the shooting pocket. Dale didn't have to move a centimeter to the left or right to get that one off.
4th assist tonight for Wilson. All of the stats with thanks to the TAB, the official stats partner of the Tauihi. Rabadi Dickey over the top of Cowling.
Well, that's interesting post play there as Dickey goes with the big on the other side and rotates out of it nicely. Good pass delivered for that mid-range shot.
Wilson, hesitation, was wrapped up with one arm there. That's a big miss from the officials.
Yeah, sometimes you're lucky. She's got a smile on her face about it. Alia Wilson can see the lighter side. Oh, that's a turnover. I would not see the lighter side of that one. I thought they got to keep the basketball.
I was going to say the lighter side just turned into a frown. They may get it back though. Rabadi outstretching that right arm, commits the offensive foul.
Was it an offensive foul or was it on the baseline? But yeah, you're right. Foul is whistled there. I like the move though. Nice, aggressive, putting her head down, take another look at it. Tough to see from that angle, but that is what done. Kirasome. Well done defensively after hitting that three a couple plays ago.
Midway through the third, 1 point margin. Nothing in this game tonight. Loads of lead changes. McKenna Dale. Cowling. Walks around the screen. Dale again. Catch and shoot that one. Slightly off to the right. A rare miss for her.
Pouakai do a better job of staying connected though. She didn't have quite the airspace that she's had in the previous looks.
Deep two. Kennedy Leonard.
Oh, shot it with confidence. Got to be more aggressive coming off the on ball. The defense dropped, and so did the shot.
Margin at 3. Cooney from the corner.
Oh, good hustle by Zagata to get that opportunity, but unfortunately, Cowling cannot hold on to it. And the unforced error gives the Pouakai a chance to build on this one possession lead.
12th turnover tonight for the Whai. The Pouakai have 9 of their own. Pouakai have scored 16 points off those Whai turnovers as well, so they have proved to be costly. Here's McGoldrick. Dickey, some space.
A nice screen by Ezra McGoldrick there, clearing that space for Dickey, just completely taking Cowling out of the play. No communication allowed Dickey to get that wide open look from about 17.
And the telling point of the game here, margin at 5. Can the Whai respond? Oh, in and out there, called for a double dribble. Not sure how you saw that one, Casey. It probably looked awkward, but you could clearly see what McKenna Dale was trying to do.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have called the double dribble there. I thought it looked like a good move, but what I'm more concerned with is the Whai's offense suddenly slowing down, not getting anything on the interior as this third quarter keeps moving along. It's all perimeter based.
Hippolyte for 3, rebound, Cowling quickly on. They move through Kirasome. Turnover on the pass. Leonard read it so well and gets it to Dickey, who goes too hard on the layup.
Oh, good challenge by Dale there to get the opportunity. And coming back the other way, careless passes by the Whai. They just need to show some patience. Dickey again blocked. Second chance opportunity isn't going to count because the foul is on the initial shot.
15 turnovers for the Whai. Dickey to head to the TAB stripe. Here's the replay, Case.
Well, just puts the head down, goes down. And Zagata got the block clean up high, but it was the body contact late after that block, body, head, a couple other things possibly, that sends Jasmine Dickey into the core flute signage on the baseline there, and now sends her to the TAB on the other end of this timeout.
Let's have a look at some of the leading scorers tonight. Natasha Mack has 20 for the Pouakai. Jasmine Dickey now up to 10 points in the game. Rabadi and Leonard have 8 apiece. McGoldrick with 7 rebounds and 5 assists has been prolific for the Whai.
Well, for the Whai, well, it's 15 points for McKenna Dale and 9 points for Wilson, 9 points for Cowling. And talk about that 9 for Cowling right now. No shots here in the second half. And the Pouakai are doing a really nice job of not letting her get the ball in positions where she feels comfortable, not letting her take advantage of the mismatches. And when she's got the ball out there on the perimeter, you're seeing those players sag into the driving lanes, just giving her no real breathing space to get that offensive game going.
There'll be some good highlights from this one tonight. GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi Highlight Show every Tuesday night on Sky Sport.
Well, Dickey to the stripe now on the other end of this one. 2 attempts from the TAB. to add to her game-high score. Hits the first, and I want to bet if she makes a second. Well, maybe they got that at the TAB. Join it, deposit $10, get a free $50 bonus bet. T's and C's apply. R18, bet responsibly.
Feels like you just wait for that every week, Case.
Well, it just pops up on me.
75% shooter from the TAB. Jasmine Dickey Zagera catches, drives, spins, turns back out. Cowling for three. Big basket for the Whai.
Well, that's what it's got to be for my money. It's got to be Cowling injecting herself into this ball game. Nice find by Zagera on the drive and the kick out.
Oh, Kennedy Leonard goes from deep. What a release and what a finish.
Do not go under those ball screens. You are asking for trouble. As Leonard shows off the range, and it is deep.
What a shot that was for Kennedy Leonard. Calls the UK home, born in Hackensack, New Jersey. Massive basket for her tonight. Can Cowling respond? You bet she can.
Back and forth we go. All of a sudden up to 15 points. Equal leading scorer with McKenna Dale. They're both doing it from deep.
It's almost a direct replay of the first and second quarters, basket for basket at either end. Zagera called for the foul. Dickey back to the stripe.
Well, that's a tough matchup from Sarah Zagera there. Jasmine Dickey and her ability with the ball in hand. She's got a quick first step. Takes it at Zagera there, gets the body contact and heads back to the TAB to try to continue her prowess from the stripe.
Kennedy Leonard now up to 11 points, 3 rebounds and 4 assists. Has an interesting story in terms of national representation, Kennedy Leonard. As I said, born in the States and went to college in the States in Colorado, but is a citizen of the UK and has played for both Scotland and Great Britain.
Well, that's good work if you can get it. An improvement on Hackensack, at least. No offense to Hackensack.
Jersey's a lovely part of the world, Case. Come on, you're a New Yorker, just across the river.
Yes, I am. Across the water.
6-point margin. Oh, great setup there from the Whai. Kira Some finishes it off at the hoop.
Well, love the transition. And this is where I think the Whai can make inroads. Try and work this team in transition that had just played a couple of nights ago.
Here is Leonard to Hippolyte for 3.
But if they're going to be responding like this from deep, it's Hippolyte. Shows off the quick release again. Back at you, say the Whai. A little too hard.
Kira Some looking for back-to-back baskets for the Whai. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. And there's Lauren Hippolyte.
That quick release is looking mighty fine. 6 for 23 from deep now, all the Pouakai. The Whai, a better percentage. 10 for 29, but they are still 7 points down.
On Natasha Mack, another offensive rebound. Dickey on the fake, on the drive.
Is that going to be a block or a charge? McKenna Dale pretty fortunate. I thought she pulled out of the contact a little bit earlier than it got there. So to me, that probably would have been a block, but it goes to 5. They needed it. 7 points down with a minute left in this one. They have to find a way to keep this offensive going in the right direction.
We know they can score quickly. Cowling, Dale, does well. Looks at it, puts it away. 6th triple of the night for McKenna Dale.
Got 9 rebounds and 4 assists to go along with it, but nothing is as sweet as that stroke is right now.
Big stuff tonight for Dale. That margin now back to 4. Foul there on the chase. Jade Kirasome. Here's the replay.
Love this head fake. Love the way she takes that steadying dribble. Defense doesn't come at her, so she takes her time and tickles the twine for 3.
Smart play, wasn't it?
Well, good patience. You know, the patient players in tonight's game seem to me to be finding a little bit more success. When you're allowing yourself to get hurried by the pace, that's when things are becoming less efficient.
30 seconds to play in this third quarter. It's a 4-point ball game. Look at Wilson. All over Hippolyte. That's the way to get it back.
And the bench is chuffed, barracking on their teammate from the sideline. And that's the kind of defensive intensity I was talking about. That's what we saw against the Tokomanoa Queens for 3 quarters that made this team look so formidable as they built a 20-plus point lead. they need to lift that intensity to try and get this fourth quarter against the Pouakai as they close things out with 10 seconds here in the third.
And if they get a big basket here, watch this crowd get up and about. Kira Some gets it back. Cowling for three. That won't go. Oh, Zageta had it. So too Wilson won't count. Time has expired. Three-quarter time. Here's that defensive pressure. Winning it back for the Whai. Importantly, they're back to within 4. Look at the delight on the sidelines. Got a ball game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's all set for a big last quarter. Don't go away.
Okay, friends, it's the last quarter of the game. Whai versus the Pouakai. If you are here to support the Whai, make some noise!
Quarter to play tonight in Tauranga, and we have got a battle on our hands. Pouakai lead by 4, and this one could go any way tonight. Casey Frank, your thoughts tonight through 3 quarters and ahead of this big charge down the straight that may start with McKenna Dale not nailing her 7th triple that would have been tonight.
Well, it has been all about the triple as the three-point shot has gone. So has the offense. It's been difficult to find consistent penetration either with the dribble or with the pass. And coming to this fourth quarter, I'm looking at 2 things. Which team can control the defensive glass, cut down on those second chance opportunities, and which team can get something going, not just from deep, can bend the defense inside out, then work out to the perimeter. Got to get some penetration first, though.
That should be good to go. I'm counting that.
And they are not.
Wow. Not sure how you saw that one. I thought Zageta had picked it up.
Yeah, for me, that contact happens. We'll take a second look at it. There's the foul.
Or maybe one
Extra
dribble
dribble.
afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, extra dribble there.
That's why I'm not an official.
That's why.
Much to the pleasure and delight of every other coin official in the competition, and I dare say all the players as well. Kira Some backs it out. Cowling just created a distraction there, which was nice, and it opened some space for Zageta.
And that's for me where Matt can really start shining, getting those defensive rebounds as Jasmine Dickey can't find within transition. But Natasha Mack has to be the backbone of this defense.
Oh, Cowling to Wilson, misses the layup on the left. Dickey now back the other way. She does get the friendly roll. Opening points of this last quarter to the visitors.
She loves that full fast break 2-point jump shot. She just goes at full speed and can just pull it up. And the careless turnovers for the Whai have absolutely stacked up. That is turnover number 16 for the Whai compared to 11 for the Pouakai.
And it has been a telling part of this game. Misdirected passes for the Whai. They're not going to want to see that on tape. Drive to the basket. Rabati leaves it short.
Well, good move, but you got to get that finish. Leaving the door open for the Whai to come back and squeeze this lead a little tightly.
That would have taken it to 8. Instead, it goes back the other way. Cowling scores, and we're back to 4.
There you go. Get the ball to Cowling in the post, especially if they're going to try to guard her with Kennedy Leonard. That is a mismatch every time.
She's got 17. Dickey starts to light it up with a deep 2. She moves to 18.
And I do not love that matchup with her and Sarah Zagata. That's a difficult task for her to match up on the perimeter. Dickey's going to be able to get that mid-range shot whenever she wants it.
You've got to put Wilson back there for mine. Somehow that's ended up in the hands of Kira Some, and here is Wilson now. Getting busy, Hadamaya reaching in, does enough to force the turnover. Leonard waiting for some assistance. Here it comes. Rabadi on Dale, backs her down. Dale just flicked it out. They keep it alive. Mack, downtown stuff, short. Just a little bit too deep for her.
Excellent challenge by Cowling there, though. Didn't give up on the play, forced that miss with her effort. And now they have to find some more effort on the offensive end as the turnover comes through. Cowling, fortunately for Whai fans, gets the whistle. Ball still down on this end.
Foul called on Rabadi. McGoldrick back into the game. Actually, Ezra McGoldrick, we haven't seen much of her through the middle part of the game, have we?
Well, she was out there in that third quarter doing solid defensively and sending some nice screens, but hasn't had that same level of effect on the glass here in the second half. 7 rebounds in total.
Just the 2 points for her tonight. Cowling for 3.
Coming off a career high, of course, earlier in the week is McGoldrick.
Mack with rebound number 9 to go with her 20 points.
Nice pass.
Maybe 22. She will have to earn the next 2 from the TAB.
Created by Kennedy Leonard there, coming off that on-ball screen and showing the patience with that entry pass. Mack has displayed that jump shot to really nice effect in this evening's ball game, and unable to get that first one from the stripe, so it stays a 6-point lead. 7 minutes to go in this one.
Here's Natasha Mack on the second, makes that one. And the Pouakai just doing enough to keep the Whai at arm's length right now. Margin at 7 with 7 to play. Cowling. Great move again to Wilson. Those two have connected so well tonight.
Well, I see why they're threading the needle with all these passes that are leading to turnovers, because when it works, it looks beautiful. But they have to have those kind of angles to get it done. Nicely done by the 2 players there.
Well, Mac's going to get the 2 there. She was inside the paint for a long, long time.
Twisting and turning, going to the fadeaway. Eventually, the jumpers just won't stop falling for Tasha Mack.
Here's Dale. 6 triples tonight. Can't land a 7th. Kira Some comes up with another offensive rebound.
But pulled out of bounds. Turnover goes. You love the effort, love the intensity, but can't keep possession. Look at Tasha Mack there, the fadeaway. It's 1 step through, 2 step throughs, and then with that kind of length, to have the ability to fade away and make it that much more difficult for the defense to contest. That is nice basketball.
Here she is again. Can she add another 2? She can draw another foul. WNBA player Natasha Mack, drafted in 2021, and is still looking to build on her WNBA career. 3 games so far with the Chicago Sky and a game with the Minnesota Lynx. And she has had one heck of a game tonight. What an impact she's had on this contest.
Well, she's been dominant. Certainly dominant offensively, where she shot the ball really nicely. 23 points, but maybe her best rebounding game of the season. 9 rebounds in this one, and that's coming off of a season average of 7.8. But it's been the tenacity with which she's grabbing them that's been so fortuitous for this Pouakai side.
She's just taking a break now. What she has delivered tonight is probably the best sock ensemble as well. We'll see if we can get a look at that when she comes back out. Just picked it up when she was at the TAB. Not sure if you're a fan of socks. Probably not, knowing you, Casey, as Cowling misses.
Who is a fan of socks? Okay.
Well, there's plenty out there, I'm sure
they're
there
good,
are.
but a fan?
Cowling Wilson. They team up again. Wilson finishes.
Well, nice steal there by Cowlin after she couldn't finish on the other end. 6 points. The Whai continuing to fight hard to stay in this ball game, but they need to close the gap at some point against the confident Pouakai side.
Oh, McGoldrick comes up with the answer. Only scored 2 for the game.
Double it up now. 4 points on the nice drive, aggressive to the rim. A lot of space for that rip through from that wing position for the Pouakai.
And lucky there for the Whai to get away with that one. They've had some sloppy turnovers tonight. That time they're trying to find Sarah Zagera amongst 3 Pouakai defenders.
18 turnovers for the Whai now. And sloppy is one way to try it. Unforced. You know what? You never like an unforced error. There's no reason to give it away.
And they've had a few of those, haven't they? Kirisome made it hard to Dale. Zagera has to fire away late in the shot clock, misses.
And if they can't get those backdoor cuts, they're just not getting a lot of penetration with the basketball, or the Whai.
Danger times right now. McGoldrick fires, margin at 8.
Nice rebound there by Dale. In traffic, in transition, Cowling. She understands when she's got that mismatch. Hippolyte, though, goes with an early foul, so she doesn't get a chance to take advantage of her physical gifts in the post.
And I think a good foul in the end by Hippolyte.
Not a bad one. Second personal foul, 4:41 to, or second team foul, sorry, 4:41 to go. So still a couple to give before they get to the bonus. They don't want to get there too quickly. They want to be able to play aggressively defensively, because that's what has set up the Pouakai in this catbird seat right now. Up 8 points, making it very difficult for the Whai to find any type of high level efficiency offensively.
4:41 to play. Big game tonight. GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi. These two teams looking to move into a clear 4th position on the ladder. Queens and the Kahu tomorrow night. Join us from 6:30 live on Sky as we bring you all the action. Firstly, from the Sky Broadband Rapid League contest, followed by another big Tauihi clash. And of course, they are last year's 2 grand finalists, and the Queens have had the number over the Kahu in recent times. They've won their last 4 games against them.
That's a nice little streak. Anytime you get to a streak coming like that against a quality opponent, it bolsters the confidence and certainly makes you feel as though you have the advantage. But at some point, certainly things got to start flowing this other direction.
Looking forward to that one. Miles Pearce will be joining us for that one in Porirua before Casey Ewan Mulls look after proceedings on Sunday when the Hoi Hor go up against this Whai team. No doubt the Hoi Hor coaching staff watching on this one. Late in the shot clock here, Wilson's got to get busy. Dale, can she get a shot up? Cowling on the buzzer.
Well, a broken play is good when it drops in the end. Nice creation by McKenna Dale to give Cowling just enough space to knock the triple. 2-possession ball game now.
Oh, big response here. No block. Zagera on Nisbet. Handy stuff, and now a big chance for the Whai. Kirisome.
Well, it's all about the triple. Their 12th of the ball game, 12 for 37, up over 30% now. Back-to-back triples have them right back in it after that offense was stagnant for quite a while.
Big run by the Whai, halted momentarily by Subasa Nisbet.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Josh Thompson, I might be getting Tasha Mack right back in the ball game. And there she is on the sideline. And she has gone out of the game, and things have gotten easier for the Whai on both ends.
Dale has made an impact tonight. Cowling catches over Nisbet for 2. That one off target.
And just not a lot of space for her to work with the ball on the floor. Great steal there by Kirisome, and the Sky City player timeout called.
Smart, very smart there by Aaliyah Wilson. Kirisome with the hand. Wilson sprawled across the floor under pressure. Used the Sky City player timeout there to make sure they held possession.
Well, substitutions in the ball game, but possession so important now. Huge shot on the other end by Boston Nisbet, who's played some valuable minutes here coming off the bench. But the steal there, the full court pressure, what I keep wanting to see more of from the Whai. I want to see them play that way. You know, they've got great speed. They're not the biggest team. They can take advantage of that speed. If they get up and in and force that, well, they did it that time. They get the turnover. Can they convert after doing all the work defensively?
Well, if they score out of this, it is a very clever player timeout. And it will bring the margin back. Zagera off that one-footed launch backwards.
Oh, and Ezra McGoldrick, huge rebound, just eventually corralling as Michaela Cowling was coming down for it.
3 minutes to play. The Pouakai have kept their nose in front. Oh, McCowling, yep, she did have the ball. I was about to say, looked like it was clean.
Yeah, nice anticipation there to get on it. McGoldrick's had a couple of nice drives here down the stretch. Off that up fake, uses it there, but Cowling, that is just anticipation, quick hands all over the basketball. And pretty fortunate that was a jump ball and not a turnover, because it looked like she lost possession. It bounced off her, so very easily could have been going the way of the Whai.
Full timeout called here, 2:57 to play. And Casey, as good as that Sky City player timeout was by Aaliyah Wilson, what it does also mean is they no longer have use of it down the stretch here. The Pouakai, of course, still have theirs in hand.
And that could become extremely important down the stretch, as we think the official stats partner of Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa, the TAB, and taking a look at the stats, it's a tight one. 41 rebounds to 39 to the Pouakai, 23 assists on 31 buckets for the Pouakai, 22 assists on 26 buckets for the Whai. Love to see that kind of sharing of the basketball. 5 steals for the Whai, 7 for the Pouakai. Just very close. The one that's most important, I think, free throws. Both teams with 12 attempts in this one. 8 makes for the Whai, 1 for the Pouakai.
Nothing in this game. 3 minutes to play. Ezra McGoldrick. What can she do down the stretch here? McKenna Dale goes to Natasha Mack.
Number one key for the Whai, defensive rebound. They cannot give up second chance opportunities.
Oh, look at this. Just spoke about Ezra McGoldrick. That is way too easy. Defensive breakdown.
Well, nice little misdirection there as Dickey just jumps a pass. Another beautiful block to finish it off, though, after the careless pass.
Zagera gets the block, averages a couple a game. She's had a few tonight. McKenna Dale had a look. Cowling, she too has a look. And that's another triple tonight for Michaela Cowling. She keeps this Whai team motoring.
And Dale finds her again. And Cowling doesn't need much space, but Dale gives her just enough by driving that penetration in the middle, drawing her defender off.
4th triple for Cowling. Hedda Meyer comes up big.
Loves the corner, knocks it down calmly. I mean, that was an early shot in that semi-transition. She did not hesitate.
Shoots the triples at 31%. Cowling wants it inside on Dickey.
Would have been a tough angle. I like not passing it in that case.
Zagera. Corner. Kirasome back out. Here's the Austrian for 3.
Just a late breakdown. Beautiful drive by Kirasome, opening up that space for Zagera, who hasn't had a huge game offensively, but hits a big one to keep it close.
Just over a minute and a half to play. Leonard can't convert, tucked it under the arm, came up short, 3-point ball game. And again, a sloppy pass.
Well, I'm thinking to myself, gotta be careful with the basketball. And first and foremost, take care of it. Look at that drive. I don't like that help there from Natasha Mack. You're one pass away. Stay on your player, especially when they're a shooter. Make the weak side come over and help. She leaves early, leaving her player open.
2 of 7 from range tonight for Sarah Zagera. Here's Wilson. 1.5 to play. Good hand, fantastic hand. Hedda Meyer, what a strip.
Well, first hits a 3 on the other end, comes down and forces a steal on this end. One-on-one defense. She does the job on the island.
Turnover number 20 for the Fire. Could be the most telling of the night. Dickey, deep 2. Mack had it, lost it, stretching.
Well, almost called the player timeout there, but didn't have one. Was fortunate not to keep going.
Cowling now on the drive.
Well, let it fly, let it fly.
Hit a big 3 last week against the Queens. Can't convert that one.
Had the space there, a little hesitant. And now it all comes down to this, a huge defensive possession for the Whai. They have to have that stop to get a realistic chance at this one.
Mel Bennett pacing the sidelines for the Whai.
Oh, I'd love to see a trap there. Instead, they let her come off the on ball.
Late in the shot clock now, McGoldrick, good hand. McKenna Dale wins it back for the Whai.
You gotta push it up. Just 26 seconds left. The quick three has got to come soon.
Who's it going to be? Wilson, Cowling, Dale. The ladder has it now. Sends it back out to Wilson. Cowling, corner, three. No! Dale gets it back. Foul, Dickey.
Well, that's going to be on the floor. No shots on that one. Fourth team foul of the quarter. 12 seconds to go. I got to have a timeout and discuss the options here. They need a great look off this baseline out of bounds, which is an excellent place to look for a three-point shot. If I'm Whai coach Mel Bennett, I'm calling a timeout. We're going in, we're talking about it, and we're getting great execution. Exactly what's happened here with 12 seconds to go.
Good foul in the end there from Jasmine Dickey.
Well, you know, I'd let that one go, though. If they're going to shoot the two inside, let it go. If it's kicking outside, that's when you're worried about it. But if you're up 3 points, 10 seconds to play, they want to shoot a two, that plays right into your favor. You could play that free throw game. Instead, the foul has actually helped this Whai squad with the opportunity for that good look offensively off that baseline where you've already put the defense at a little bit of a disadvantage.
So reminiscent of this time last Friday night when the Whai had a late chance to take the game against the Hoi Ho. They need to nail something big here in the last 12 seconds of the game. Down by 3.
Down by 3, and we've had some impressive personal performances out there. Natasha Mack, 24 points, 9 rebounds. Michaela Callan, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists as well. All players on the court for the Whai right now have scored in double figures. Esma Goldrick with 4, 6 for Hedemaya, but big triple late for her. Dickey and Leonard in double figures themselves with 18 for Dickey, 13 for Kennedy Leonard.
Pouakai, no fouls to give. The Whai have a couple up their sleeve. Baseline ball, no player timeout available for the Whai. In play for the Pouakai. Ball comes in, tough pass. Somehow Wilson keeps it alive momentarily. They get it back. Zagera, they've got to go. Cowling knows it, steps outside. Big shot!
2 shot, it's a 2.
Foot on the line. Wow, what a shot. It's been counted as a 3.
Well, I see the referee's hand. They're calling it a 2. They're going to take a point off here in a second.
Massive play by the Whai, and there it is. Scoreboard has been adjusted. Replay.
Oh, that's very close. That is very close.
Oh, that is too hard to tell from our position.
It was instantly called
a 2.
A 2-point shot, though. There was no hesitation in what that was. So when it's that definitive, you know they're all on top of it. That one called by Sasha Nicholson. She had her eye right there.
And she was right there. You're right. Maybe we'll have a look at the GJ Gardner Holmes replay again. 1-point margin. Coin officials right on the scene. Here it is.
No, that is tiptoeing a couple of centimeters, reminiscent of a Kevin Durant shot a couple of years ago in the NBA playoffs. Oh, how disappointing is that? Michaela Callan digs deep, hits such a tough shot, and there it is. There's the foot. You see it in slow-mo. Great job by the crew on the ground. Oh, and that is like a fingernail or toenail on the line there.
Well picked up by our Sky Sport crew tonight. What we have is a 1-point ball game. Whai with 2 fouls to give.
Yeah, they have to get the steal. A foul's not going to cut it.
And no Sky City player timeout. That's going to do us all over. Pouakai get it by 1. What a game of basketball tonight in the GJ Gardner Holmes Tauihi. And in the end, there was a toenail between an overtime game and a win to the Pouakai. Quite amazing.
Well, back and forth game. I love the effort between these two teams. There is not much difference between them. And the Whai, they're wishing this was a 42-minute game tonight. But for the Pouakai, back-to-back victories after an over start to the season, starting to find some form. First on their home court, and the all-important road win as they pick up 4 points today after getting the rapid lead game earlier in the day.
Gotta love the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi just continues to dish up great basketball at a high level. TAB stats tonight, and there were plenty of stars.
Well, 5 double-figure scores for the Whai. Love to see that level of activity led by Michaela Callan. Tasha Mack was huge throughout the game, especially in the post. 24 points for her. Jasmine Dickey supported nicely with 18. Kenny Leonard, 13, and some timely makes by Rabati and Hedemaya to get the win on the glass. It was a seesaw battle back and forth, not much difference in it. Natasha Mack and Michaela Callan 9 apiece to lead their respective teams, but excellent support around it as the rebound battle was even on the night, 43 apiece to the assists, where these teams really move the ball with ease. Look at those numbers. I mean, these are some unfiltered squads. 25 assists on 33 buckets for the Pouakai and 25 assists on 29 buckets for the Whai. That's 25 assists apiece after 43 rebounds apiece. I mean, how close is it? Blocks, 2 blocks to 1. There saw a huge block late that nearly allowed the Whai to get themselves back in this ball game, and a lot of steals. I don't know if for all those ones for the Pouakai I'm calling steals. Some of those were pretty easy. Not a lot of thieving involved in it, but when the Whai go back and look at the game film, what they're going to see is 20 turnovers, and that 6 turnover differential above the Pouakai. That, in the end, is what the difference in the ball game was.
And the Pouakai scoring 21 points from those turnovers as well, Casey. I think Sarah Zagata's probably been ripped off a couple of blocks through the game, but it matters not. Heartbreaking back-to-back losses at home for the Whai, and there's a bit of love at the moment for the Pouakai. They are on the move. A win on Wednesday night on their home floor and a win tonight on the road. The Whai need to back it up quickly. They head to Queenstown tomorrow for their game on Sunday. Queens and Kahu next up on the menu. All the action live tomorrow night from Tarapara Arena in Porirua. Join us from 6:30 on Sky Sport. Hope you've enjoyed tonight. On behalf of the entire team, Casey, Frank sitting beside me. What a thriller. The Mainland Pouakai take down the Whai by 1. Gotta love it. GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. The season is running red hot. We'll see you tomorrow night for more action. Coming up next, Queens and the Kahu.